And operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
It's time for Mechanicsburg High School Wildcat Athletics, presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and follow Wildcat Athletics at Go Mechanicsburg on YouTube, available on all smart devices. Wildcat Athletics is presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, Bobby Ray Hall Automotive Group, your neighborhood Chick-fil-A at Shepherdstown Crossing, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, Lawnscapes Inc., Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, Members First Federal Credit Union, Operation Wildcat, OSS Health, now with 2 locations on the West Shore, RBC Wealth Management and the Turnbridge Group, Renewed Hearing Solutions, Sheets, Snappers Bar and Grill, Seth Gardner State Farm, Walters and Galloway Attorneys at Law, West Shore Home, the Wildcat Foundation, Wolf Brewing Company, and your Harrisburg True Green Lawn Care. Now, let's check in with Ben Shad for this week's edition of Foundation Facts with the Wildcat Foundation.
Hello, Wildcat fans, and thanks for tuning in for this varsity contest on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg, presented by 11 Oaks Farm in Newville. We'll get you out to the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth in just a bit, but right now it's time for our pregame segment. Pregame, as always, presented by the Wildcat Foundation, and this is Foundation Facts, and today I am joined by Wendy Palacey. Hi, Wendy, how you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
So give us a little bit of your background. How long have you been with the district, and when did you first come along?
So this is my 18th year with the district. Hard to believe it's been 18 years. And this is my actual 16th year as the gifted support teacher in the district.
Awesome. And so when was your first introduction, or when did you first hear about the Wildcat Foundation?
I think my first kind of intro to the Wildcat Foundation was when we did our opening days, and Dr. Lighty would introduce the Wildcat Foundation, and we'd have a chance to kind of get to know all the great things that they do. And then through working with lots of other teachers who have had grant fundings, I've had a chance to see firsthand some of the amazing things they do.
Awesome. And what are some of the projects that either past or present that you have worked with? Let's start. Have you done any projects with them in the past? Let's start there.
I have not done any in the past with them. This is my first one. But I have actually, I take that back. In many years ago, when I was working in elementary school, I had some funding to start a 5th grade math meet. And so the students, actually a 4th and 5th grade math meet, and the students came on a Saturday with their math teams and would compete. It was very cool.
Hey, math and cool, you typically don't see those two in the same school, right? Especially, and you had a Saturday to boot.
Right. Kids coming in Saturday to do math. It was crazy. Yeah.
Awesome. So what's the project that you're involved with now? Give us all the details.
Sure. So I am the director of the middle school musical, and we are in, oh my goodness, our 10th or 11th year of doing the musical here. And so we have done lots of shows. We do one in the winter, one in the summer. And through all of those, we've done a ton of set building, costuming. And this year I had put in for a grant to be able to purchase a giant screen to use for our set. So we are able to project onto this giant portable screen some of our backgrounds, which is really cool and very helpful because our stage as it stands in the middle school is used for everything from music classes to band and orchestra and chorus. So when it comes time to after school musical rehearsals, there's not a whole lot of space to share. So building giant sets, really not something that we're able to do. So being able to have the availability to project and use a smaller space, take up less space, and be able to move that out of the way during the day is so helpful when we're trying to prepare for a big show.
Wow. I think you really don't think about it all that much, but when I was in college, I was in common theater, so we intersected a lot, and you don't think about the space that it needs to make these grand sets and put them all together. But you're talking warehouses that are, little warehouse rooms, but they're like 4 stories high, storage rooms right off to the side that right now, at least, we don't really have the space for at the middle school. So a projection screen. So not only is it great to have versatility for the logistics of it all, but also I imagine the creativity, you can have a lot of fun with that.
Oh my goodness. We actually played around with it a little bit. We purchased a projector a couple years ago, and just to see what we could do, and we were projecting on the back wall on a white curtain, and it was okay, but it lacked the definition that it needed with the screen. But we were able in the past to have chalkboard writing going in the background when we did Matilda, and when Elsa was throwing her magical snowflakes, she was able to do that, and it flew right off her hands onto the projection screen. So we've had some really nice success with playing around with it, but not quite to the degree that we were able to do with a giant screen. Yeah.
Wow. So how do you see that incorporating into some of the future shows? If you could maybe give us a little sneak peek.
Yeah, well, this year we are doing Addams Family, so I'm super excited about that. And that set design has pretty much already been created with the creepiness and the plans kind of in place. So I think moving forward from future shows from there, the sky's the limit. We are going to be able to, whatever shows we pick in the future, we are going to be able to know that we have that availability, and we're going to be able to use that screen, kind of picking shows knowing we're able to make the magic happen and with, again, that little bit of space that we're able to have. Yeah.
And being able to dedicate more time and energy into other things, because those backgrounds, I know from the shows that I did in the past and that my mom helped out with, that they can be very time consuming to make those giant walls and give them the detail they need to be just right, and then to move those walls, and how do you make those walls movable, and do you separate them, and it could go on and on. So to wipe all that out, give yourself a nice interactive screen, that energy and time can be focused onto making other aspects of the show just that much better.
Right. And the money too. Those, hanging screens and set pieces and things like that are really costly. So to be able to project saves us so much money in the long run too.
Wendy, well, thank you so much for sharing. Can't wait to see those shows with those whole new details, a little wrinkle to get people excited. I know I'm very much looking forward to those shows. And folks, this has been Foundation Facts presented by the Wildcat Foundation. Learn more about them online at wildcatfoundation.org. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weekly Wildcat scoreboard that is presented by Operation Wildcat.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville, or call 717-360-8249.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. It was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Walters & Galloway Attorneys at Law is your hometown law firm and devotes a significant part of their practice to estate planning, estate administration, elder law, real estate law, family law, and more. Let their expert team help you sell, purchase, or refinance your home too. Their team can work to prepare your will, trust, power of attorney, or aid in the estate care of a loved one. With 2 convenient Mechanicsburg office locations, you can learn more and make an appointment today by visiting them online at waltersgalloway.com or call 717-697-4700.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out here, guys. Speed and precision. This is the type of hustle I'm looking for. That championship level effort. This is where all of our training pays off.
You know, most homeowners just check in on us now and then.
Every West Shore home installer is a highly trained employee that can stand up to scrutiny from anyone.
Let's go do this!
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org. Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ed Chad, and it's time for our weekly Wildcat scoreboard presented by Operation Wildcat. Tomorrow, boys soccer continues their tournament with a quarterfinal matchup at Hempfield with a 10 a.m. kickoff. If they were to advance to the semifinals, they play at a higher seed on Tuesday, October 29th at a place and time to be determined. The boys soccer championship for District 3 will be at Landis Field at Central Dolphin Middle School on Saturday, November 2nd with a 3 p.m. kickoff. Field hockey continues their district tournament with a quarterfinal matchup at Memorial Park tomorrow at 10 a.m. with a face-off against Cumberland Valley. If they were to move on to the semifinal, they would play at whoever is the higher seed on Wednesday, October 30th at a time and location to be determined. The District 3 Championship runs at Memorial Park Stadium in Mechanicsburg on Saturday, November 2nd for a face-off at 3 p.m. If field hockey were to lose, they would play in the consolation bracket with a time, location, and opponent all to be determined. And the District 3 football postseason starts next Friday with brackets finalized this weekend. The Wildcats are in and will host at least one playoff game. Follow Wildcat Athletics on X, formerly Twitter, at Go Mechanicsburg, for the latest on the football postseason, plus our other fall sports teams who are still competing. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll join Mike Garland for Coach's Corner right after this on GoMechanicsburg.com, now on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg. Tonight's game is presented by 11 Oaks Farm in Newville.
Hey there, Wildcat fans. It's Mike Garland, voice of Wildcat Athletics. And that map you're looking at and those little blue pin drops, they represent the central Pennsylvania locations of our broadcast partners. From our presenting sponsor, 11 Oaks Farms, to the south and west in Newville, to one of our newest partners, True Green Lawn Care on the East Shore in Middletown, and everywhere in between, these are community-oriented businesses and their dollars are supporting Wildcat Athletics. So in turn, fans, I ask you to support them. Pick up the phone and price their services. Shop in their store locations. Tell them you heard about it during a broadcast of Wildcat Athletics. You can go to GoMechanicsburg.com right now and click on the live stream tab to learn more about each one of these great central Pennsylvania businesses. We thank them for their support, and I encourage you to support them in turn.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Name brand at this price? Is this for real?
Not exactly. That's Bargain Bliss setting in. You're basking in the glow of name brand beauty products at shockingly low prices.
Oh, that's so refreshing.
There's nothing like a little me time.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Just one more minute.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub surface and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure financial future for everyone. And we are committed to providing all with access to financial wellness resources. We strive to deliver unparalleled experiences for our members through every moment and milestone. We are built by will, forged by people, and powered by a proud member experience.
Operation Wildcat is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to pool the resources in our community to help our school district students, families, and staff members in need. We'll take your new or gently used back-to-school items, bikes, books, clothing, dresses and suits, furniture, Halloween costumes, gifts for the holiday, Christmas tree decorations, pennies, socks, underwear, Thanksgiving food, toothbrushes and toothpaste, and yard sale items. Learn more at OperationWildcat.org and go Wildcats.
Craig was in the Rockies and had to cut his ski trip short because he was having severe knee pain.
Lauren came in, she was really discouraged. She had tried 3 months of therapy, nothing was working. She really wanted to get back to volleyball.
We found that he had severe arthritis in both knees and his hip.
She needed shoulder arthroscopy with slap and posterior labral repair.
Simultaneous bilateral total knee replacements.
6 months of recovery and Lauren's back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab. Or drop by your office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center. Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
Inventory levels are back at the Bobby Rahal Auto Group, where honesty, selection, and great prices meet. We never priced vehicles over MSRP and never will. Come visit us today and drive away with your dream car at a great value. Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, your trusted destination for the best vehicles and exceptional service. Online at bobbyrahal.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
It's time for Coach's Corner, presented by the Wildcat Foundation. Here's head coach Dave Heckard and the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Garland.
It is Coach's Corner presented by the Wildcat Foundation. Mike Garland, Dave Heckard on GoMechanicsburg.com. And Coach, tonight's game is one that I think has been on the radar for many for a couple of weeks. But before we dive too deep into the matchup with Shippensburg, let's look back at last week's game versus the Hershey Trojans. On paper, the game looked to be fairly competitive. The statistics that were provided for Hershey showed that they didn't give up a ton of points. Well, through the first half last week, they did give up a ton of points. What are your thoughts on last week's game? Obviously, you came out with heavy hearts, the team, the community, senior night. You came out and you really put those worries to bed for 48 minutes.
No, I was really pleased with our performance on Friday night. Arguably our best game all year, even considering the circumstances that we learned that day with Isaac, and I was happy to see some of his backup come in. Don Baker came in and did his job and had a great day and had 3 touchdowns, and the team came out, we responded and played well. So. Against a good Hershey team. So things were clicking on Friday night, and like I said, that was arguably the best game we played all year.
You saw a top-notch performance from Don Baker. It's kind of been next man up all year. Now, you've been a healthy team, but when I say next man up, I mean that for most of the season, your twos have been playing a bulk of the second half. Well, here's Don Baker, who's seen reps with your first-string guys, but he's essentially Isaac's backup. And he comes out, and the first play from scrimmage, a big 15-plus yard run, and then Dom was comfortable.
Yeah, no, I mean, Dom's played a lot of football and here at Mechanicsburg, and is a seasoned kid. He's a football player, and he's just behind somebody who's better, and that's part of the game. And but he comes every day, he works every day, and he understands what his job is. And he had an opportunity on Friday night and took advantage of it, and that was good to see. So.
And Eli Ryder one more time. He had a solid game, plus Drake Dawson. It really was about everyone stepping up. What are your thoughts on Drake's play?
No, Drake's been a gamer all year. I mean, whether he's at tight end, whether he's split out as a wide out, whatever he's doing, defensive end. I mean, you just get an A+ effort from that kid, every week. So.
When the final whistle sounded against Hershey, I know that there would have been a certain weight off your shoulders, but the night continued. Are you able to share sort of what the mindset was following the game?
Well, we were tired. I can tell you that. I mean, Friday, it was a long day, and we told the guys that they had a lot of great stops tonight on defense, but there was one more stop we were making, and that was to Isaac's house to give him the game ball. So I think that was the right thing to do. Our guys were all about it, and it was nice. It was a nice little kind of like team thing. It was a big thing, but yet private too. And a lot of us shared our emotion with Isaac, and it was a good night. So.
It was a very special night and a big win for the Wildcats. 9-0 on the season. When you started back in August, when we went to Cedar Crest for that scrimmage, I think you knew you had a good team, but did you think you would be 9-0 going into Week 10?
Well, I think so many things factor into that, and whether it be, your health, can you stay healthy all year, your opponents and who you're playing, and just things that happen throughout the year. And, again, my mentality all year has been just focus on the next game. But as you say, you start moving along in the season, and next thing you know, we could see Shippensburg here at the end of the year, and both of us be 9-0, and that's kind of where we're at. So to answer your question, I knew we had the capability to do well and have a good season, but I think it's really special that here we are and sitting at 9-0 and qualified for the playoffs and ready to keep on moving. So.
Well, it's really exciting. The Wildcats will be in the postseason, and we'll talk more about that coming up in part 2 of Coach's Corner. Anything else you'd like to add about Hershey?
No, they're a tough physical team, and I see them probably winning out here and making the playoffs themselves. So, I mean, that's a team arguably we might see again depending on how things fall. So.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on that big win during Week 9. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk about tonight's opponent. It's the Shippensburg Greyhounds. Coach's Corner continues on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Name brand at this price? Is this for real?
Not exactly. That's Bargain Bliss setting in. You're basking in the glow of name brand beauty products at shockingly low prices.
Oh, that's so refreshing.
There's nothing like a little me time.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Just one more minute.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub service and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. at 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure financial future for everyone. And we are committed to providing all with access to financial wellness resources. We strive to deliver unparalleled experiences for our members through every moment and milestone. We are built by will, forged by people, and powered by by a proud member experience.
Operation Wildcat is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to pool the resources in our community to help our school district students, families, and staff members in need. We'll take your new or gently used back-to-school items, bikes, books, clothing, dresses and suits, furniture, Halloween costumes, gifts for the holiday, Christmas tree decorations, pennies, socks, underwear, Thanksgiving food, toothbrushes and toothpaste, and yard sale items. Learn more at OperationWildcat.org and go Wildcats.
Craig was in the Rockies and had to cut his ski trip short because he was having severe knee pain.
Lauren came in, she was really discouraged. She had tried 3 months of therapy, nothing was working. She really wanted to get back to volleyball.
We found that he had severe arthritis in both knees and his hip.
She needed shoulder arthroscopy with slap and posterior labral repair.
Simultaneous bilateral total knee replacements.
6 months of recovery and Lauren's back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab. Or drop by our office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center, Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
Inventory levels are back at the Bobby Rahal Auto Group, where honesty, selection, and great prices meet. We never priced vehicles over MSRP and never will. Come visit us today and drive away with your dream car at a great value. Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, your trusted destination for the best vehicles and exceptional service. Online at bobbyrahal.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Coach's Corner continues on GoMechanicsburg.com. We are minutes away from kickoff in Shippensburg. Mike Garland, Dave Heckard, and Coach. 2 9-0 teams come together tonight in Shippensburg. I think the mid-pen, the collective eyes of the mid-pen will be watching this game literally and figuratively. I mean, there's 3 different broadcasts of tonight's contest, and we thank you for watching ours, by the way. 3 different broadcasts, which means this is a big deal primetime game. What do you know about the Shippensburg Greyhounds?
Man, I love the way they play football. I mean, they get downhill, and they're a run-heavy team. They play good defense, and you know, Shippensburg has a good program. I mean, you look at history. I mean, this is a team that's always in the playoffs and a team that's always, you know, doing a lot more winning than they are losing. And I know Coach Faust does a great job down there. And, you know, we really respect their program and respect everything about Shippensburg. And, you know, I know that's a well-seasoned team. I mean, you know, they've dealt with some adversity and some discourse during the year too. And I think that makes you stronger as a team. So I think each of us have gone through a similar ordeal in the season and who we played and what we've kind of rallied behind. And so it should be an exciting game.
Well, and Shippensburg's only had a handful of close games. I think they've only had one-score game all season long. I believe it was against Waynesboro. Is that correct?
Yeah, they had a one-score game against Waynesboro and Hershey at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I mean, you know, they've been you know, scoring a lot of points as well, and you know, going to be a tough team to stop. So.
And obviously, common opponents across the board. They opened the year winning the Little Brown Jug game against Big Spring. So you referenced Shippensburg being a run-heavy team.
Yeah.
Hershey was a run-heavy team, and your defense had absolutely no problem stopping what the Hershey Trojans brought to the table. Do you see any offensive comparisons with Shippensburg to Hershey or any other opponent that we played this year?
So I think, you know, Hershey was definitely a good game to get before we do play Shippensburg because they are both kind of run heavy. I think Shippensburg has some pretty big guys up front, and you know, they run their version of their wing tee fairly well and kind of do what they do. So you know, we're expecting to have our hands full tonight, and you know, hopefully and as you said, like up front, like the line, and that's where the game's going to be won or lost. So.
Well, statistically, and I always say, we don't play games on paper, we play them on football fields, but statistically, I mean, the team seems so very evenly matched from total points to points per game scored, points per game given up, and even running-wise, they're a little over 2,000 yards. We're a more balanced attack, but still, I think it's going to be a pretty epic matchup tonight. What do you think?
No, I agree. I'm excited to see the guys play, and then here's the deal. This isn't like a game where, winter goes on and the season's over. So, I'd like to see, our guys, them, like, let it fly. Go out and play hard, have fun, and both teams are playing again in, the next 2 weeks, and, both of these teams are good teams. So.
Well, and the exciting thing is, so we were talking about the football playoff brackets. Right now in District 3 5A, I believe the top 6 teams, I believe 5 of them are undefeated. The only team with 1 loss is Bishop McDevitt, and they play kind of a murderer's row schedule anyway. Right. But otherwise, you have New Oxford sitting at the top, then I believe Shippensburg is second. We're right there at third. You have Bishop McDevitt, Conestoga Valley is in the mix, and so a lot can happen, win or lose tonight. Of course, you want to go undefeated, but like you said, there's playoffs next week one way or the other. Now, a win almost certainly guarantees a first-round bye, but even with a loss, while unfortunate, you still get to go to the postseason, the second season.
No, you're right, and obviously we want to win just as far as momentum heading into the postseason. But I think the win last week even guaranteed us, if we drop tonight, would be a first-round home game. So either way, look, we got to stay healthy. We got to play good football tonight to beat Shippensburg, and we'll give it all we got. And I think really like any big game, it's going to come down to turnovers as well. Being able to take care of the football. So.
Well, very exciting, and one last question here. So Nathan Babiak, your kicker, he has been doing a great job all season. He's going to have a busy kind of 12 to 24 hours here. Football game tonight, big soccer match tomorrow against Hempfield. How has he approached this week?
So, Nate and I communicate usually on the week, each day about what practices he can make and what he can each week, and he'll be out here tomorrow, kick in, and he does a lot on his own as well, but usually gets with the team once or twice a week to try to, see our game plan and help out. But, he was player of the week this past game for Mechanicsburg, a Penn Live player of the week for the soccer team, and just an outstanding kid, and really offers a lot for us. Has been perfect, I believe, on his extra points for about the past 3 or 4 games. So has really come on and developed into a nice kicker for us.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And good luck to the boys soccer squad tomorrow morning. There are some other District 3 postseason games that are in the mix. Pull the curtain back a little bit. We do record this a couple of days in advance. So if you're a Mechanicsburg team and you're playing tomorrow, good luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Coach, good luck to you as well.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Kickoff coming up in just a moment from the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. We'll be right back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
You've been watching Coach's Corner, presented by the Wildcat Foundation. Coming up, we'll get you out to the stadium for tonight's game on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube at Go Mechanicsburg.
Hey there, Wildcat fans. It's Mike Garland, voice of Wildcat Athletics. And that map you're looking at and those little blue pin drops, they represent the central Pennsylvania locations of our broadcast partners. From our presenting sponsor, 11 Oaks Farms, to the south and west in Newville, to one of our newest partners, True Green Lawn Care on the East Shore in Middletown, and everywhere in between, these are community-oriented businesses and their dollars are supporting Wildcat Athletics. So in turn, fans, I ask you to support them. Pick up the phone and price their services. Shop in their store locations. Tell them you heard about it during a broadcast of Wildcat Athletics. You can go to GoMechanicsburg.com right now and click on the live stream tab to learn more about each one of these great central Pennsylvania businesses. We thank them for their support, and I encourage you to support them in turn.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. It was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Walters & Galloway Attorneys at Law is your hometown law firm and devotes a significant part of their practice to estate planning, estate administration, elder law, real estate law, family law, and more. Let their expert team help you sell, purchase, or refinance your home too. Their team can work to prepare your will, trust, power of attorney, or aid in the estate care of a loved one. With 2 convenient Mechanicsburg office locations, you can learn more and make an appointment today by visiting them online at waltersgalloway.com or call 717-697-4700.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out here, guys. Speed and precision. This is the type of hustle I'm looking for. That championship level effort. This is where all of our training pays off.
You know, most homeowners just check in on us now and then.
Every West Shore home installer is a highly trained employee that can stand up to scrutiny from anyone.
Let's go do this!
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org. Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
It's time for Mechanicsburg High School Wildcat Athletics, presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com and now on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and follow Wildcat Athletics at GoMechanicsburg on YouTube, available on all smart devices. Wildcat Athletics is presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, Bobby Ray Hall Automotive Group, your neighborhood Chick-fil-A at Shepherdstown Crossing, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, Lawnscapes Inc., Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, Members First Federal Credit Union, Operation Wildcat, OSS Health, now with 2 locations on the West Shore, RBC Wealth Management and the Turnbridge Group, Renewed Hearing Solutions, Sheets, Snappers Bar and Grill, Seth Gardner State Farm, Walters and Galloway Attorneys at Law, West Shore Home, the Wildcat Foundation, Wolf Brewing Company, and your Harrisburg True Green Lawn Care. Now, let's head out to the contest in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth for tonight's game.
With the call, here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Garland and Dave Harris.
And good evening, football fans. Thank you for tuning in to GoMechanicsburg.com for tonight's epic Mid-Penn Keystone matchup featuring the Mechanicsburg Wildcats and the Shippensburg Greyhounds. I am Mike Garland, joined as always by Dave Harris, and we come to you live from the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth and Veterans Stadium at Memorial Park. Dave, this is a game that has been on the respective calendars of many for at least the last 5 weeks, and here we are tonight, a battle of the unbeatens with a conference title on the line.
Yeah, you say at least the last 5 weeks, but there's no doubt somewhere around week 2 or 3 we started talking about this game. And each week we didn't want to jinx ourselves. We didn't want to kind of predispose what was going to happen, but it just seemed inevitable for this collision to occur. And here we are, two teams at 9-0. You don't get this too often before the playoff level.
And with playoffs right around the corner, it's important to note both teams will be going to the postseason. It's just a matter of whether one of these teams plays next week or earns that first round bye. And District 3 5A is killer, at least in the top 6, because I think 5 of the 6 teams, Dave, are undefeated, and it's very possible to have an undefeated team on the outside of the top 4 given Bishop McDevitt's overall strength of schedule.
Well, and unless there's a common opponent there, you could have them all win, and even without McDevitt, you'd have the 5th team out, right? So, yeah, I mean, who knows? There's a lot to be decided. What we do know is whoever wins this game gets a bye next week. That we do know. The loser of this game, we'll have to see what their fortune is.
Well, and a bye is very important because you want to have your players healthy and in the right mindset going into that postseason. We know that tonight for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats, hearts are a little less heavy than they were last week, but still the thoughts of the Dolman family on the minds of many, not only with the football team, but with the field hockey team, with the girls soccer team. Shippensburg has had some of their own triumph over tragedy this year, and the person that actually affected beyond the team, Brady Majeski, he is out tonight. Majeski injured yesterday, from what I understand, so he is not playing tonight. So a first-round bye would be very important for Coach Faust and his Greyhounds to get Majeski healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, I say this without having watched the team play 9 weeks, but it doesn't seem to be a quarterback-centric kind of scheme, right? They make it 2,700 yards on the ground, I think, something like that, 2,800 yards on the ground. So the line is playing today. The running backs are playing today. And so while they're less dimensional than they were, I believe they're if you were a Shippensburg fan and you thought about your greatest strength, I think that's all still intact.
Janai Statham, the leading rusher for Coach Faust and his Shippensburg Greyhounds. He's carried the rock 193 times for 1,221 yards and 16 touchdowns. But not to be outdone, Mark Carruthers has also toted the ball 126 times for 707. But wait, there's more. Jaden Hines has carried 63 times for 538 yards. So yes, having Majeski out of the lineup is a dent, but it isn't something that's going to debilitate this offense for the Shippensburg Greyhounds.
Well, no, I look at the same stat sheet, Mike, and I'm seeing if this is accurate. Majeski with 39 completions after 9 weeks. Well, 9 weeks and 39 completions is merely 4 a week. So their passing game is not what has gotten them to this point. It is their running game. It is their offensive line. It is their defensive line. And that's all still intact. So this should be a slugfest here. And we'll see if the finesse and lightning of Mechanicsburg matches the black and blue bruising thunder of Shippensburg.
Aiden Menser is going to be the starting quarterback tonight for the Greyhounds. He's attempted all of 1 pass this year, and we know that the Greyhounds have that run-heavy offense. But you know what else? Mechanicsburg's defense is pretty stout, and I think they're going to be tested tonight, probably more so than any game this year. But when we went into last week's game against Hershey, we thought we might be in for a matchup, and when 48 minutes came and went, I think we were surprised we weren't surprised that the Wildcats won, but I think we were surprised by how much.
Yeah, there's no doubt the ease of last week's game surprises. But Hershey had a loss on their mark. Oh, well, they had a couple losses, and one, I think, to Redland, which really stood out. Shippensburg's the best team we've played. Say what you will. It is the best team we've played. Are they comparable to us? Are they better than us? Are they not as good as us? We're going to find out here pretty soon. But they are the best team we have played.
Both teams are on the field. We're having a little bit of a later than normal kickoff. The Central Pennsylvania sports media has honed in on this contest as Shippensburg makes their way onto the turf at Veterans Stadium. You have every local TV station here. There's at least 3 different versions of a broadcast happening tonight. So to say that everyone's watching would be an understatement.
Well, how exciting is this? It is a different kind of atmosphere down here at Shippensburg. Does not have quite the capacity in terms of traditional stands, but people are ringing the field in their lawn chairs up against the field. It's a pretty cool setting, and when you, again, I can't think of too many times I've been involved in a game, if ever, where both teams are undefeated in the last week of the season. And so this is a de facto playoff game tonight. It really is. Not because they need to get into advance, but because the stakes are that large.
As the Wildcats come together as a team to share some final thoughts, we will give you one roster update tonight. Wyatt Lear, who last year played wide receiver for the Wildcats and who has been a lineman, a linebacker, and wearing number 53 this year, is wearing number 2 tonight. He will see some time at tight end, or at least will be a tight end option for head coach Dave Heckard and his high-powered offense.
Well, that explains a lot, because as I came in, I encountered number 2, and then I saw number 2 lead the team out, and I thought to myself, he looks like he's part of the leadership. He looks like and I'm thinking, I don't remember us talking much about a number 2 all season long. So I now have my answer to that question, Mike. Thank you.
We will see Dom Baker again, the starting tailback for the Mechanicsburg Wildcats, as the captains get ready to come out on the field. We do welcome Noah Apple back to the roster. He rode in this afternoon, was the first to grab his equipment, and you know that he is excited to get back on the field of play. So the captains for the Wildcats tonight, Justin Bardo, Eli Ryder, and Josh Smith, and of course Isaac Dolman, a captain for the squad. And the seniors for Shippensburg accompany their fellow captains out, which include 4 captains, Eli Bailey, Jedi Statham, Nick Scott, and Wayne Craig. So the officials going over some last-moment formalities. Of course, the official coin toss has already taken place. And referee Jeffrey White will tell us the wheres and whats in just a moment. Shippensburg is going to receive to start the contest, and that means we'll see that staunch Mechanicsburg defense right away.
Well, I think this first series is going to tell us quite a bit, Mike, as it does in almost every game, clearly. But you know, when you put Mechanicsburg on offense, who knows what's going to happen, and what does that really tell you about what's going to go on? But I tell you what, if the front 7 of Mechanicsburg shows up the way they have for the last 9 weeks, this first series, it lets us know maybe where things stand. You know, I've thought to myself a number of times, we are good. We are really good. But are we great? And we're going to find out.
It is national anthem time here at Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park. We'll take a break and come back to kick this one off in just a moment. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
In the search for epic bargains, one grocery store will stop at nothing to make sure you save more on the brands you love. Starring produce and you as the super saver in Bargain Bliss.
Bliss.
Todd, we talked about this.
But our deals are just so epic.
I know, Todd. I know.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub service and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. at 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
Craig was in the Rockies and had to cut his ski trip short because he was having severe knee pain.
Lauren came in, she was really discouraged. She had tried 3 months of therapy, nothing was working. She really wanted to get back to volleyball.
We found that he had severe arthritis in both knees and his hip.
She needed shoulder arthroscopy with slap and posterior labral repair.
Simultaneous bilateral total knee replacements.
6 months of recovery and Lauren's back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
We are back at Veterans Stadium at Memorial Park in Shippensburg. Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and you. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. And we're hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, open air edition of tonight's broadcast booth. It's a beautiful high school football Friday. I don't think we've had a day that was too terribly hot, nor have we yet had a day too terribly cold.
No, we've been blessed with beautiful fall weather throughout the season. A little bit warmer, certainly at the beginning, a little cooler tonight, but perfect football weather.
Nathan Babiak comes out and get ready to kick this one off, and Nathan's going to have a busy next 12 hours as the boys' soccer team is on the road at Hempfield tomorrow morning, and he will be on that bus to try to take the Wildcats into the third round of the soccer postseason. So Babiak getting ready to kick off for the Cats, and back deep for Shippensburg is Jaden Hines and Mike Servey.
Yeah, I was down at that game on Tuesday night to watch the soccer team win in PKs against McCaskey, and exciting for young Mr. Babiak there and his teammates, and wish them well tomorrow.
So Jaden Hines and Servey, the ball bounces. Servey's going to pick it up. That's actually Hines. Hines met by J.J. Gould.
Well, there you go. We've talked about kick coverage throughout the season and our worries and whatnot. And you know what? The biggest game of the year to this point, no question about it. They come down, they cover well, and set them up inside the 25-yard line.
The idea is to get better week over week, and we think we've seen that from the maroon and steel. Mechanicsburg in the maroon and white tonight. Shippensburg, the team with the maroon tops and the charcoal pants. They have dark numbers to go with those maroon tops, so stay with us throughout the night. This will be an adventure. Jaden Hines and Janai Statham are the two backs in the backfield. Single man in motion. Statham takes the handoff, met in the hole by Justin Bardo, and he goes nowhere.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, I was saying it while you were kind of talking about the setup of the first play here. These first 10 plays are going to tell us, I think, is this a dog fight? Is this a little bit of a wrestling match, or where are we at, right? And that's not just we know what we can do on offense. I'm not sure what Shippensburg has to stop what we can do on offense. The question is, can we stop what Shippensburg does on their offense? And so far here, with a 1-yard gain, we can feel pretty good. But I think it's can we get a 3 and out? The first possession or two that Shippensburg has the ball tells us quite a bit.
Mark Carruthers in the backfield now, along with Jaden Hines. And it's Carruthers following the block from Hines, and he is gobbled up again. Josh Smith and Drew Freeland. Also coming out of the pile is Drake Dawson. And Dawson, Bardo, Freeland, they have been ball hawks all season long.
Well, that's it, Mike. You know, you have done it, I have done it, every Mechanicsburg fan has done it, and you try to catwalk the scores across, try to predict what's going to happen tonight, and you can't. You absolutely can't. But what I can say this is that front seven of the defense, and that's not a knock on the back four, but the front seven of the defense, I think, is as good as there is around, and certainly as good as there is in Mid-Penn Keystone. And I can assure you, Shippensburg has not faced a team of this caliber. Now, can they match it? We'll see. But they have not faced a team of this caliber, and the first 2 plays have held that up.
2 backs in the backfield. Back there for Shippensburg, Janai Statham, along with Mike Servey. And it's going to be a passing play. Menser rolling to his right. That pass in the air, intercepted by Josh Smith. Josh Smith went to the apex and pulled it down.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's some pressure on the back from Collins there. He is breathing down his neck. We talked earlier, you mentioned about the quarterback being out and this being the backup, and unfortunately, that's not a situation Shippensburg wants to be in throughout the night. And it's 3rd and long, and you got to do it, right? You got to do it coming out of the first gate. You can't run it into the ground and punt it away. You got to try to make something happen. But the Cats put the pressure on, and Josh Smith comes up with the interception, and here we go from the 41-yard line.
If you put Josh Smith in a jump ball situation, there's not too many times he's losing that battle.
No, we've seen him go get overthrown balls. We've seen him get interceptions. He is an elite talent. There is no doubt about it.
Eli Ryder in the gun. Dom Baker sidecar left. It's a quarterback draw on the first play from scrimmage, and Eli Ryder is met near the line of scrimmage. But whereas the Shippensburg's first run from scrimmage was maybe a loss of 1, if no gain, this one is a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, I mean, still Mechanicsburg is down a dimension, right? We know that. We know we're not at full bore offensively in terms of our weapons, and therefore it impacts our scheme. Got lots of weapons out there, but we're down one big one. And so to come out, I think the quarterback draw, Coach Rubinick is looking at formations. He's setting up a few things just to see what the defense gives him, to see what he has to take from it. And it's a nice, safe play. You pick up a couple yards, and here we go, because you're, again, on the plus side of the field.
Dom Baker lines up far side right. Noah Apple to his left, then Drake Dawson. Josh Smith goes in motion. The pitch pass to Josh Smith, and Josh Smith, literally a cloud of dust, turns it up, and a first down for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, what's beautiful about that, we've all seen receivers run reverses, right? And you think, okay, it's speed, it's just finesse. But he has to run with his eyes there, and he sees that hole's actually inside because they're running that to the short side of the field. And he comes in, he cuts up in, and easily picks up that first down.
Brendan Mena and Josh Smith head to the left side of the formation. Dom Baker stays in the backfield. Drake Dawson, Noah Apple to the right. It's a packed house here at Veterans Stadium on the south side of Shippensburg. Dom Baker, a bullish run through the front line into the second level, and Dom Baker, does he make it? Touchdown!
There it is, Cats. There we go. I'll tell you what, he runs a little bit upright, a little more upright for my liking, but he runs with his eyes. He's had some good runs this season. He just saw it. That was the right play call. The ends were rushing hard, a little bit of a slight draw action to it. He gets up in there, and then he just outruns the defense. And so, if you're a Mechanicsburg fan, this is storybook so far. Two short runs, an interception, grind it out, and a big touchdown run. But great start if you're the Wildcats.
And the muddle huddle transitions to a more standard extra point formation. Nathan Babiak has been nearly perfect on the season, and Eli Ryder's done a great job as the holder as well. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. 8:46 remaining in the first quarter. It's Mechanicsburg 7, Shippensburg nothing. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park. Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and you on GoMechanicsburg.com. And the Wildcats are up 7-0 following a Dom Baker touchdown run. It was beautiful.
Well, it was. It was a great run, and it's so exciting for him, right? We talked about that last week down at Northern. He had a chance at 3 touchdowns. He actually got one. They called it back, and he has been a key part of this offense for 2 seasons. But he's a spare part, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But you've got your starters, you got your first-line players, and then you got your supplemental players. But it's so nice for him to get the opportunity. And
We've talked about kick coverage, and there's a big one for Shippensburg as Brendan Mena is going to be called for a late hit as he pushes Jaden Harris out of bounds.
Oh, boy. Well, the big return is something we've worried about, and the Mena penalties are something we're worried about. Now, I will tell you this. Of all the things I've seen, and maybe he pushed him, and maybe it was out of bounds, he didn't knock him even to the ground. So a bad decision by the young man, and I'm just not sure about the call. But I'm sure the officials are trying to keep this thing tight.
So that's going to give Shippensburg great field position. I've been advised that the score interface at the bottom of the screen not functioning, so I'll tell you that it's first down and 10 with 8:39 remaining. It might be back. No one scored, but we did fix that part. We'll update the time here in just a moment. So first down and 10 for the Greyhounds. They have the ball at the Mechanicsburg 29-yard line. Menser under center. Single man in motion. It's a running play given to Janai Statham. And Statham, it's like a rugby scrum there as he is met near the line of scrimmage. And Brendan Mena in the face of Chase Holtree. And that's just something that after one 15-yard penalty and a couple of others this year, he's got to just walk away.
Well, he does, especially this is a championship game, right? This is for the Keystone Division Championship. And while we need him, we absolutely need him. We need his energy. We need his enthusiasm. But you got to be under control. And that's the beauty, again, of the sport. Like you learn. Like you just can't. You might be right. You might be better, but you cannot go out and try to impose your will through means that are not acceptable, and penalties are not acceptable, right? There are rules to the game, and you gotta keep it clean.
So it's second down and 4, and Drew Freeland with the big tackle for loss. Drew Freeland gobbled up Janai Statham in the backfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first one, as you used the word, is a scrum, and it was a scrum, and it only ended up really in a result of about 3 or 4 yards, but the pile kept moving, and so this time, again, shooting in through the backfield and just whipping him to the ground. You know, this is a good test again, you know. Big return, which is a weakness of ours, a penalty, which has, again, been a weakness at times, but now here we are. Can they do something from the 29? And so far, it's a net of 2 yards, and we're at 3rd and 7 again. Now, they're on the plus side. They might be thinking 4-down territory, and if I'm the coach of Shippensburg, I'm probably going to try to avoid passing if I can.
And there's a false start on Shippensburg, so 3rd and 7 or 8 as the scoreboard reads. Now becomes 3rd and 13. So again, another likely passing situation, a spot that you really don't want to find yourself in when you're with your backup quarterback.
Well, you're inside the 30 on 3rd and 7, right? If you pick up 3 or 4 yards, you go, hey, we're going to go for this on 4th down and give them 75 yards to go if they stop us. But now you're back a little deeper. You're outside the 30, and you got to get 13 yards. And so we'll see what maybe a toss, a halfback pass, who knows, something crazy.
It's an inside handoff to Jaden Hines, and Hines bounced outside. Yeah. Wyatt Lear makes the stop, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Yeah, they haven't seen anything like this, Mike. We've talked about this before. We're not only stout up front for the north-south run, but we move so well east to west. We move sideline to sideline, and there it was once again. The Cats defense, you know, it was a little bit of a counter crisscross inside handoff, little misdirection. He got that initial surge, and then all kinds of pursuit on him.
So 4th down and long, and a whistle as the officials will come together. And we'll recognize those officials here in just a moment. In fact, let's do it right now. Your referee is Jeffrey White, umpire Dean Smith, Eric Galliano, the down judge, Aaron Jamin, the line judge, back judge is Steve Romberger.
I'll say it now, Mike, that's a good crew. That doesn't stop me from questioning them later on, but that is a good crew, so we're happy to have them here tonight.
4th down and 15. Menser under center, 2 backs in the backfield. And another movement up front for Shippensburg.
I'll tell you what's impressive about that is Mechanicsburg's holding their water, and it's not even a hard count. I'm not sure what's going on in there for Shippensburg, but the Cats are just kind of hanging tight and pointing across going, So there they were, running it down our throat, if not running it down our throat, good field position with the kick return, ready to gouge our throat, and now successive plays. We had a play with a loss, and now 2 penalties. Now they're going to end up punting it, trying to pin us deep.
Josh Smith will go back inside the 10 and readies for the punt from Eli Bailey. Bailey steps back about 20 yards. Shippensburg puts a man in motion. It's 4th down and 20. And the rugby-style punt, he is going to go towards the sideline, then take a Shippensburg bounce. Josh Smith did everything he could to get out of the way of that. So it's going to be a long field for the Cats to traverse, but we've certainly seen it more than once this year.
Well, that's one, and I respect what Josh did. He does so many good things, but do you just grab that at the 5? On the other hand, again, we have a distance angle. You see the guy, the young man from Ship, grab the ball, but he seems to slide onto the goal line, but I guess it's where he touches it at the high school level, not where his body goes, and the ball itself did not move into the end zone. So
looks like the ball's going to be spotted at about the 2 based on where I see the official on the far side, somewhere between the 1 and the 2, but Again, we've watched Isaac Dolban go 95 yards. This offense has done 90-plus yard drives and scoring plays with ease this season. That's not to say it's a gimme, but it's something they're very comfortable and familiar with.
Been here before.
So it's 1st down and 10. Ryder, shotgun in the end zone. Looking deep, Josh Smith in double coverage, hauls it in.
There you go. There you go. Wipes it right out, right? Wipes out obviously Josh Smith goes up and gets it, but Eli Ryder, you got to have a lot of confidence as a head coach in your offensive line, in your center, in your quarterback, in your receiver to say, you know what, we're going to drop back and throw this and just let's get this over with right from the get-go.
About a 35-yard pitch and catch. Dom Baker takes the handoff. He's met at the line of scrimmage. This is a stout Shippensburg defense. They've given up 111 points this season, just about 10 more than the Wildcats have. So they are a formidable foe.
Yeah, they're formidable. They've played the same schedule. Minus, I think they've played Chambersburg to start their season, and
actually, it was Shippensburg or Big Spring.
Big Spring. I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought it was Chambersburg. My bad. That was Gettysburg. Maybe played Chambersburg. They played Big Spring, and we played Carlisle, right? But other than that, it's all common foes. So, yeah, it's a solid group. It's a good team. You don't get to be 9-0. I don't care what league you're in, and I don't care who you play. You got to be a good team to get there.
Noah Apple and Brendan Mena on the near side. Josh Smith goes in motion. This is a run play for Josh Smith. He cuts it up, cuts it in. Josh Smith could go the distance. Josh Smith at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Wildcats.
There we go. All right, so we're sitting here with 4:23 left in the first quarter and big plays galore. Right, a nice big play by Baker for the first, an interception by Josh Smith, then a touchdown by Baker. Then we get the big pass from Eli Ryder out to Josh Smith, and then Smith runs the reverse, if you will, the toss reverse, and just takes it. Blocking was good, but both times he's run a reverse. He ran a short one, if you remember, for a first down here a couple minutes ago, right in front of us before that, and he's still making good reads to set up those blocks, and it's just been beautiful play, calling and execution by the Cats.
And it was a nice job by Patrick Crone, one of the offensive linemen, for that block, which helped Josh Smith turn the corner. He went about 60 yards, so like I said, 90-plus yard drives. It's a thing. The extra point kick is up and good. With 4:23 remaining in the first quarter, it's Mechanicsburg 14, Shippensburg nothing. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab. Or drop by our office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center. Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
You're looking at the guy who helped make the touchdown possible, walking past the guy who scored the touchdown. That was Patrick Crone with the big block. Josh Smith going 60-plus yards to pay dirt. And for Josh Smith, his first rushing touchdown of the year, I do believe. But overall, he has caught a handful. In fact, Josh Smith has 15 touchdowns, through the air. So
We got some juice.
Hide it back up. He's on the way back. Welcome back, Wildcat fans. Our generator ran out of gas. Plain and simple. Anybody want to fill us up at halftime? So it's 2nd down and 10 with 1:54 remaining. Luckily, the camera and the computer were battery powered. 2nd down and 10 for the Greyhounds, and another stop near the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. Willie Marshall Travis this time around with the stop.
So while you were gone, Mike, I think the fans were here watching, but you were not. You missed a fake punt to pick up a first down.
Bummer.
And that's what set us up here, but now we've had 2 nice run defenses, and now we're ready on a 3rd and long again.
So it is 3rd down and long, and Shippensburg really trying to pull out all the stops. I mean, you're down 14-0, not a position they've really been in this year, so you have to pull out that fake punt. You've got to do something to try to rebound.
Yeah, as a coaching staff, you know you're not going to – you can't just keep giving Mechanicsburg the ball and think you're going to come back from it, right? So the fake punt made sense, and they executed it well, picked up the first down by a yard. But we're 3rd and 11. So far we've seen 2 passes, I believe, from the quarterback. He just does not seem very comfortable throwing the ball, understandably, and we'll see what he has here.
So here we go one more time, another passing play deep down the far sideline. It is, well, whatever it is, there's pass interference on the play. It looks like it might be complete based on the officials spotting it, but they're going to call Brendan Mena for pass interference inside the 40.
Yeah, it looked to me from here, and again, bad angle. I thought he was maybe out of bounds, but they are spotting it as though he caught it through the flag. So the penalty will get declined, obviously, because you'll take the result of the play. If he was out of bounds, you take the penalty, but they did not. So
they take the completion.
So there you go. We talked earlier, just a moment ago about 2 passes, and they just did not look like he could. He's not going to throw with a whole lot of precision, but he put that ball out there, and his receiver went and got it. It was a nice play, and they executed penalty or no penalty.
1st down and 10 for Shippensburg. Under a minute remaining. And a handoff to Janai Statham. And Statham gains 2, maybe 3 yards.
Well, yeah, if you're Shippensburg, you're just trying to get something going here, right? Obviously, the quarter's going to run out here after the next play, and obviously you like to get a score. You need to get a score, but at a minimum, you just got to get something going. You can't just get 3 out. You just can't be giving the ball back to Mechanicsburg because you've shown no ability to stop Mechanicsburg just yet. So hold on to the ball. Even now, I think they're going to be content to try to run the clock out. They want this game shorter, not longer. At some point in time, based on the score, they're going to need the game to be a little bit longer, and that'll certainly play back into Mechanicsburg's favor.
Now, Shippensburg is content taking this to the end of the quarter. It'll give us time to regroup as well. It's been an exciting afternoon for me, to say the least, and we'll fill you in throughout the broadcast. The quarter comes to an end. Mechanicsburg leads 14-0. We'll be back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab. Or drop by our office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center. Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
Inventory levels are back at the Bobby Rahal Auto Group, where honesty, selection, and great prices meet. We never priced vehicles over MSRP and never will. Come visit us today and drive away with your dream car at a great value. Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, your trusted destination for the best vehicles and exceptional service. Online at BobbyRahal.com.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back at Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park, Mike Garland, Dave Harris. We are refueled, refreshed, and it's the start of the second quarter. And on 2nd down and about 7, another running play that goes next to nowhere for the Greyhounds.
Well, they're chipping away at it, Mike, right? They had the big pass play to get them the first down, to get into positive territory. They've grinded out a couple plays, and now they sit here at 3rd and 4. So, before the quarter, they were asking a quarterback who has not played much to try to pick up first downs of 9, 10, 11 yards, and that's a big ask. is a little different here. Now they can stay with their base offense, whether they choose to run and think they can grind it out or whether they want to do a little something to a tight end or a slant.
And another run, this one up the middle into the second level. That's Shania Statham. And Statham is going to be taken down after he picks up the first, and he's staying down. Brendan Mena with the tackle, and Shania Statham slow to get up. That was a hard run by Statham. We've seen the dust a couple of different times, Dave, and that tells me that even though we're into the fall months, obviously it's dry for as much as it rained for about 3.5 weeks earlier this year. It has now not rained for almost the same amount of time, and that field's got to be hard.
Yeah, that, and then it was a tough tackle that Brendan Mena took him down on. You know, what we saw there, though, is what we don't want to see throughout the night. I do believe Shippensburg's had enough success. When you're running for 2,700 yards, that means when they're getting to the second level, they finish. They make plays. They make it happen. And that's the first time tonight they got to the second level and pushed their way through the third level.
With Statham down, we're going to take a quick timeout. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back at Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park, Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and you. And Shania Statham has been helped off the field, so you've already lost your starting quarterback in Brady Majeski due to the freak injury yesterday, and now your top running back is out after a hard tackle, a clean tackle, but a hard tackle by Brendan Mena.
Well, he's walking off in a fashion that doesn't give me a reason to think he won't be back. At what percent, who knows? I got a feeling we'll see him again. I could be wrong on that, but I think he's walking off under his own power enough to make you think, get a little treatment over there, and perhaps we'll see him again. But you're set up with a 1st and 10 at about the 10.5, inside the 11, but the sticks are still up, so they can technically pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Single back in the backfield this time around. It's Mark Carruthers. And it is a quarterback keeper, and even kind of looked like an option. Carruthers was at least looking for a pitch, although Menser never did pitch it.
Well, I think what they were trying to do, and you know, when you talk about this backup quarterback, obviously they're hoping he doesn't have to throw the ball 25 times tonight. That's not their goal, their plan, or their intent, and I'm sure he won't. Maybe they want to get him on the perimeter. He looked very comfortable there sprinting out to the right, but kept the ball for a negligible gain, and second and long now.
It is going to be second and long for the Greyhounds. We thank everybody for tuning in tonight on GoMechanicsburg.com and sticking with us. They said it's been quite the adventurous afternoon since I left my office. Menser goes under center. Two backs in the backfield. Chase Holtree is one of them, and Holtree takes the handoff. Let's start with the fact that I rubbed a curb near Dickinson. And okay, we've all hit curbs, right? No. Then my light comes on my console, and I pull over, and I can hear air coming out of my tire. So I fill up twice to get here. And now we have Josh Brown in the parking lot waiting for AAA to change the tire on my car. That's how things started.
That's the start of the night, huh?
That's the start of the night.
Well, the good news is the Cats have scored 14 points, Mike.
That's great.
That's been okay. You're on the upswing. You're on the upswing.
I mean, kind of. So we go to start the generator, and I yank half my fingernail off.
Oh, boy.
Then the generator ran out of gas.
So I'm afraid what's going to happen next.
My head's on a swivel. It is third down. And the inside handoff goes to Chase Holtree, and he is stopped near the line of scrimmage. I'd venture to say this may be 4-down territory for the Greyhounds, although Coach Faust may not want to leave points out there either. If he's got a chance to get 3, you never know what the long term of this game is going to be.
You don't, and there's 9 minutes left in the second quarter. A lot of time left. On the other hand, the Cats have had it twice and seemingly have had no issue. Right, they had a 99-yard touchdown drive, and I didn't track the first one, but somewhere around a 60, 65-yard drive. So.
And also a big thanks to Mr. Underkoffler, the Elmwood Academy principal, who stood in as the cameraman while Ben Shad was refueling the generator. So that's kind of where we are with that.
Well, you know, there's a saying, once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. We do whatever it takes.
A timeout has been taken and called by Shippensburg. So with that timeout, I will keep it right here. I mean, who knows how much gas we have? Might as well show as much of the game as possible. Although, amen to the fact that the Wi-Fi hotspot is battery-powered, the computer was battery-powered, and the camera was battery-powered. So we made it work. But, Dave, here it is. It's third down. Check that, fourth down for the Greyhounds. And I think Coach Faust wants to talk about it because you realize, again, if we kick a field goal, then we put at least 3 points on the board. If we go for it, they can, I believe, get a first down without getting a touchdown. We're close to the field, but also a bit of an awkward angle. So I don't believe it's 4th and goal. I think it is 4th and about 4 with 5 yards to the goal line.
It is, but the distance is about a half-yard distance, right? So you really are thinking you gotta be calling this play to score. And I think the bigger question is not what shouldn't do. The difference is 3 points really going to matter in the grander scheme of this game with a team that's had the ball twice and scored both times? And it's easy to argue. We might not make it to the 5-yard line again. We better go get 7. So I think they're going to go after this.
Aiden Menser under center, 2 backs in the backfield, including Chase Holtry. Single man in motion. Menser looking to his right. That pass is completed. Touchdown, Shippensburg.
I'll tell you what's impressive about that. Obviously, there's the play call, right? He fakes the toss, the defense flies, and then he pivots around. But this is a quarterback who, on his first 2 throws, the interception and the incompletion to our side, did not look like he had the ability to be so precise with his throws. But in that particular one, he just put the ball right where it needed to be, and a great reception there by the tight end to pull that in. And all of a sudden, we got something that was feeling like getting away from being a game to very much a game.
That was Derek Lynch with the reception, and that was a fingertip reception. Menser threw it high, and that extra point goes sideways through the crooked uprights, and with 8:30 remaining in the first half, it's a bit of a ball game all over again. Mechanicsburg 14, Shippensburg 7. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. It was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park, and that is indeed the AAA truck tending to my car. So don't think we're messing with you tonight, fans. My car is sitting in that parking lot with a flat right rear tire. But amen to Sheets, one of our broadcast partners with convenient locations everywhere around central Pennsylvania and free air. That helped me make it up to Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park. So following the touchdown, a bit of a squib kick. And a nice job by the Cats, the combination of Owen Whitmer and Ryan Foose falling on that. I won't go as far to say that was any kind of an onside kick, but it was a don't kick it to Josh Smith kind of kick.
Well, it was, and it's also, let's see if we can get a hop and see if we can make something out of nothing. But again, back credit to the Cats, well coached, well prepared. They knew their job was secure the ball and cover it, and it got away from the, Owen Whitmer there on the first one, but him and Foose both dove on it, made sure we got the possession back. And, the trade-off of this is Cats are happy to have the ball with only 65 yards between them and the goal line.
A lot happened for Shippensburg on that previous series. There was a Brendan Mena pass interference penalty. There was also a fake punt, and they put the points on the board. And it's been competitive so far as Eli Ryder's pass is complete. A bit of a swing pass to Josh Smith, and Smith gains 6 on the play. Well, it is 2nd and 4.
Here's the difference. Until Shippensburg stops Mechanicsburg at doing what Mechanicsburg wants to do, it's not a game yet, right? Shippensburg got a score, credit to them, but it took a fake punt, a pass down the sideline, which was nicely done, and a 4th down play. Credit to them for all those pieces, but you're not going to replicate that 4 more times tonight, right? You got to do it by doing what you want to do. And right now the Cats are doing what they want to do, and we haven't seen Shippensburg get away with that just yet.
Jack DeLuca with the reception. There had been some movement up front, but no flags, and DeLuca hauls it in. The chains are going to move. It's a 10-yard catch, and some of the coaches are wondering here, where was that flag?
Well, that's it. I think the penalty that Mena got on the far sideline after the kick return was far less insubordinate, if you will, than what just happened there, right? Because in that case, they blew the whistle clearly down and then some additional contact. But that's the way that goes sometimes, Mike, as we have seen this season.
These two teams playing for the Mid-Penn Keystone Championship tonight. Mechanicsburg has not won a Mid-Penn Keystone title since 2008. The last undefeated regular season came during the COVID year of 2020. Josh Smith again with a run coming around the end. Josh Smith nearly loses the ball, pops right back into his hands, and picks up the first down and then some.
Well, he did lose the ball, right? But he never lost the ball. And it's credit to his hand-eye coordination. But also, once again, the blocking scheme, it's there. It's clean. It's every time. Now, sooner or later, Shippensburg is going to sit on that. They're going to see him come across. They're going to expect that. And there's going to be something else Coach Rubinick's going to have coming off that. Whether that's him tossing it back for a halfback pass, whether Noah Apple's out there for that double pass, something else is going to come off that because you can't live off of that. It's been there 3 times. It'll be there a couple more times, but it won't be there every time.
Eli Ryder in the gun. Dom Baker sidecar right. Josh Smith in motion. Baker takes the handoff, turns the corner. Baker upfield.
Oh, that's a terrible flag. Terrible flag.
Did he even throw the flag?
He did throw the flag, and the receiver made negligible contact, barely made contact. Didn't need to, but did. And so I get it by the letter of the law, penalty. But it did not affect the play. It did not affect the outcome, and it easily could have been ignored, as it often is. But they're going to call a block in the back.
And Coach Heckert had a conversation with the offending player on that particular play, and so the Cats will back up. And again, this is a high-powered offense, but this game is too important to make those kinds of mistakes, not tonight and not in the postseason.
Well, we talked about it. It's not the first time this young man has heard this. It's not the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. At some point, your assets affect the team negatively if you can't bring it all together, and they need him. They absolutely need him, and he's got to get it in his head that I got to do what I can do and not a bit more.
Dom Baker in the backfield. It's first down and 12. They fake the pitch to Josh Smith. Ryder will keep. Ryder cuts into the second level and gains 3, maybe 4 yards, and took a little bit of a forearm to the back of the head by the defender. And that was Noah Garvin using the back of Ryder's helmet as some added leverage to stand up.
Well, that was a particular play. We talked about something else coming back off of that reverse or that sweep to Josh Smith. And I don't think Coach Rubinick was happy with how that was executed by Josh. I think he wanted him up a little tighter. He wanted him to sell it a little bit better, and he didn't. And that's why it was a shorter gain for Ryder. But we'll see a couple other things coming off that same motion here later on.
A physical and intense game by both squads. Ryder, quick pass, Josh Smith complete. He went to make a move, and there was no one there to make a move on. Bounces off of a tackle, and Josh Smith is into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Well, he's such a talent, and so your tendency is to play off him, right? We're going to play off him so we don't give up the big play. But in the process of playing off him, you're playing right back into his hands because there's nothing worse than Josh Smith with the ball in open space. And he made them look silly, and he went in there. If this was flag football, Josh Smith scores the touchdown right there because they didn't touch him.
And in real life, Josh Smith scored the touchdown too because they kind of didn't touch him.
Exactly.
Wildcats to attempt their third extra point of the night. If you're familiar with Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, you strike fast, you strike hard, and you show no mercy. And that's what the Cats have done tonight.
Well, that's what we said. I said until Shippensburg can do what they want to do every series, and until they can stop Mechanicsburg one time from doing what Mechanicsburg wants to do, I'm not convinced it's a game. Right? The scoreboard says it was a game at 14-7, but that was short-lived because they haven't stopped the Cats one time. The Cats have picked up some penalties, but they haven't stopped the Cats one time. The Cats have managed to hold the Greyhounds quite a bit. We'll see here. Big play coming out. Only 6 minutes left. That was the time is rolling quick here in this game. Only 6 minutes left in the first half. And with that in mind, we're going to see pretty quickly here. Can Shippensburg stick with their game plan, stick with their offense, stick with their bread and butter, which is ground and pound, or are they going to have to get out of it and try to get fancy?
The kicking team who gave up a big kick return the last time down, that's been the thing. We've talked about it all year. You've kicked off a ton this year. If I stop to do the math, and I would actually have to stop to do the math, that they've kicked off a ton. And they've given up some big kick returns. I think the one that we saw previously for Shippensburg was the biggest return the Cats have yielded all year. And that's just not something that, again, you can't do that in a game like this. You can't do that in the postseason.
However, that did not yield points. And that's the other piece to it all, too, right? You just don't want to yield points. So So you got some room for some bend, but don't break. I think one of the bigger differences, too, if we look out there at the personnel, we don't see Willie Marshall Travis. Oh, no, he is. I'm sorry. He's right here. But he was playing on the right-hand side for a while and doing a nice job. He's now in the middle of the formation. We'll see what that brings us to.
Jaden Hines and Janae Statham. Check that. Jaden Hines and Mark Carruthers back deep. And are the Cats going to be called for offsides on the kickoff? That's not something you see all that often.
I don't know what he was saying. Yeah, he's calling a false start. Yeah.
Well, Cats will have another opportunity, and we've seen the big leg of Nathan Babiak. He's had a couple of touchbacks this year, and again, he's got a big soccer match tomorrow. Might as well get that leg warm and kick it deep.
Well, he has the ability to do that, but at the same token, it's not to say he's done it consistently, right? And as a coaching staff, you're going, if we're going to kick that thing deep, we want to feel pretty darn good that there isn't going to be a return or that there's going to be coverage down there to make the play, and I'm not sure they're feeling that just yet.
Carruthers and Hines back deep. It's a short kick. And fielded by Mike Servey, and he bounces back to the outside. There's a flag coming in.
From far, far away. I don't know what that could possibly be from that distance.
Could be a face mask, could be a hold. Either way, the flag has been thrown, and we'll see what the call is in just a moment. Justin Bardo in on the tackle for the Cats.
Well, we'll go out on a limb here, Mike, and let you know if it's against Mechanicsburg, I won't like it.
Is that true?
I'm just going to say that right now.
It looks like they're going to call a face mask against the Cats, so plus 15 to the end of the run.
Yeah, I don't like that. And what I don't like about it, Mike, is not that they called a face mask, is that they called it from about 25 yards away. Last night we had in the NFL game with the Vikings and the Rams an official 5 yards away, and he didn't see a face mask that was blatant to everybody else in America.
So is this guy better than the NFL official?
Or does he just think he is? Yeah, I leave that question with you.
I was taught by Mr. Rogers at a young age to use my imagination. 6:18 remaining in the first half. First down and 10 for the Greyhounds at the 46-yard line. Menser under center. Single man in motion. And it's a running play that makes it into the second level. And I'll tell you what, Mark Carruthers looks fast. He popped through that first level, and you saw a burst of speed. He gained 9 on the play, but a nice job of the Wildcat defense.
Well, again, they're going to keep at it, and they've had success running it. That is their offense. They're not going to get away from it. It's 21-7. They don't have to yet. A 14-point margin in the second half, maybe they will. We haven't seen anybody slice through the Mechanicsburg defensive front quite that frequently like we've seen here a couple times from Carruthers. So we'll have something to keep our eyes on, but we'll also see if those linebackers, they need to move a little bit quicker in the hole than they've had to do most of the season. So they're going to have to adjust to that themselves.
An official's timeout as Mark Carruthers is asked to leave the field by the officials, so I'm not sure if it's equipment or blood related, but he has been asked to leave the field. So a substitution coming for the Greyhounds on 2nd down and 1. Senior night tonight, costume night as well. I see a corn on the cob walking around and SpongeBob. Both inflatables, presumably Shippensburg students, but could be some townies, who knows. That play goes nowhere at the line of scrimmage. Chase Holtree with the carry, and Colin Stair leading the way.
Well, as I said in the previous carry by Carruthers, it's not often that Mechanicsburg defensive front, and they're not just physical, they've got good size for a high school defensive line, but they are so well coached, and they have such good technique, and their hand technique and their ability to play two-gap control is so impressive. And at the same token, they haven't been tested. So this is good. They need it not just tonight. They want to win the game tonight, but they're going to need it because every game from here on out is going to be this hard or more difficult.
Lynch, the lead blocker in the backfield. Menser hands it off. That's Jaden Hines near the line of scrimmage, and Hines goes nowhere. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1. The offense for Shippensburg stays on the field.
Well, for a team that's largely a finesse team, you would say Mechanicsburg is a finesse team, especially when you look at the offense, you look at the punt returns, you look at the kickoff returns. It's not just Josh Smith, right? It's also obviously been Isaac Dolman throughout the season, and we've seen great plays from Jack DeLuca and Drake Dawson, to name a few. There's just so many possibilities. But at the end of the day, when it's time to play smash mouth football, we're seeing that right now, and the Cats are matching the test.
4th down and 1 for the Greyhounds. Menser under center. Lynch, one of the backs in the backfield.
Hard count coming. There we go.
And Menser on the quarterback keeper. He's going to move the chains with that run of 2 yards.
Yeah, no, it's a line that it's a good size line. It's a line again. You know, we can talk about the running backs, but when you start talking about 2,700 yards rushing in 9 games, you know, something right around 300 yards a game, that doesn't happen on running backs alone. It's a line that has gelled. It's a line that knows how to communicate. They know how to come off their blocks. They know how to double team. They know how to create the alleys for those running backs.
This Mechanicsburg defense has been strong all year. They've only given up it's about 86 yards rushing per game. Menser hands off, Jaden Hines, and Hines first contact in the backfield, and he is going to be tackled for a loss of 1 or 2.
Well, again, this is the Shippensburg offense, no matter who the quarterback is, right? It's a multi-faceted approach in terms of the running game, and they've had great success, and they're going to stick with it. And we've seen that. You do know that when you're, to get the big plays, to get the 8, 9, 10 yards, you're going to have to endure a couple 1 and 2 yard losses. The difference is right now it's been leaning towards more negative plays than positive plays, and the Cats got to keep that going. But it's up to the linebackers and the secondary, the second and third level, who've not had to play the third level, especially a lot of run defense this year. They're going to need to do that tonight as the game wanes on.
Single man in motion, handoff given to Jaden Hines. And stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what gets exciting about that one right there, obviously it barely got to the second level. The linebackers cleaning it up, but in comes Josh Smith, right? And sometimes you look at these speedster skill players, these receivers out there, and you think about them a little bit as a prima donna. But when I think of some of the great receivers I've had a chance to coach over the years, and I didn't coach, obviously, Josh Smith, but, I think of Danny Grant, and I think of Perry Albert, and I think of Seth Pahanik, and they just want to stick their nose in there. They just want to make a play. Wes Brenner and Eric Hoffman. Again, you just want to get in there from the secondary and make those plays. I'm excited to see that.
Handoff this time. It's Mike Survey, and he is going to be stopped again near the line of scrimmage, 4th and long.
Who you got on the tackle there? Is that 56 there? Do I got that right? Was that
Jimmy Dwyer? If it was
Jimmy Dwyer, yeah. So it was again a reverse kind of play. It was a misdirection play, and I think Dwyer stayed right on the ball, stayed home, stayed on his keys, and made that great play. So we are at a big point in the game, right? 1:53 left in the half. So Cats are going to get the ball back if there's a stop here with a chance to make it 28-7. On the flip side, if you could go into the half at 21-14, right? So you're talking a 14-point swing here right now from a potentially a 14-point game to either a 7 or a 21-point game, and this is a big decision for Ship. So right now they're lining up to kick it away, and it is 4th and 9. But again, last time out, fake punt got the first down. You'd think the Cats are going to be sitting on the fake punt right now.
Eli Bailey to punt for the Greyhounds. Josh Smith back deep. Again, 1:53 remaining. Bailey coming to his right, rugby-style punt. There is a flag. And if it's against the Cats, it can't be much more than offsides, which would be 5 yards. But I'm wondering if it's a motion penalty against Shippensburg because we saw Mike Survey in motion.
Yeah, I got to think it's a motion penalty. But again, we're back to the other sideline once again. And it seems like there's an abundance of flags coming against us from that other sideline, which has only happened to us. The only other game that really stood out that it was that sideline was the Northern game. And that's the stuff that makes me scratch my head sometimes. But I don't know what we got here. So we're going to decline it. I think it is against Shippensburg.
I must thank out loud Josh Brown for babysitting my car. Apparently AAA couldn't change the tire. I've got a lug nut issue. So the fun continues, Dave.
Well, lug nut issue. I'd like to look that up a little bit, Mike. I think there's some deeper meaning to that. I'm not sure what it is, though.
He said, I have a couple of stripped lug nuts. Now, I promise you, the last person, oh, brother.
This is a school production, Mike.
I understand. I know there's a Pizza Hut nearby. What else is close by this place at the end of the night? I see it. First down and 10 for the Cats. Luckily, there's no shortage of people that could drive me home.
This is true. We can get you back to Mechanicsburg. I'm not sure how you're going to get your car back there. But
it's another day for another problem. Eli Ryder looking for Jack DeLuca near side. That pass is overthrown and incomplete on the coverage. Aiden Estep, a senior, was Estep, and a nice job on the coverage.
Well, and I think Jack just kind of held up a little bit, and I think there's a difference. Jack's a very capable receiver, but most of his receptions have been possession receptions across the middle. He finds the dead spot. And, he does a nice job across the middle. He doesn't run a whole lot of deep routes. And I think sometimes you underestimate the quarterback's arm. And I think he did that a little bit. He was a little slow coming out of his break.
2nd down and 10 following the incompletion. Eli Ryder hasn't thrown too many of them, and Dom Baker with a big hole up the middle. Into the second level, the chains are going to move. 1st down and 10, Wildcats.
Somehow this is what we have seen repeatedly from Dom Baker. He just finds a way. He's a guy you didn't build your team around, but yet when you need him, there he is. He gets it done. And I'll tell you what, we talk about needing 30 guys on a Friday night. Right now, that's the kind of example why you need 30 guys. It's not just special teams, it's depth. It's depth for change of pace, but it's also depth to step in and pick up your teammates.
A timeout taken by Shippensburg. With that timeout, we'll step out after this brief message from the people with the free air.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park. Mike Garland, Dave Harris, we thank you for tuning in and enjoying an exciting football game and hopefully laughing at home to all of my shortcomings over the last 3 hours. You ever have one of those days where you should have just stayed in bed? Kind of getting there.
Well, we're here watching the Cats, and that's pretty cool. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mike. We got the ball to start the game, so Ship's getting it afterwards?
Other way around.
Other way around, so this is even bigger than. I thought that might be the case, which it doesn't makes me really question the decision to punt back there.
Eli Ryder stepped under a would-be tackler and looked for Drake Dawson. It falls incomplete. See if we can take a look at this. Watch that, Dave, how he steps up, looked for Josh Smith, ducked under a tackler. Then it became playground football.
Yeah, no, it was a great play. He has to lead him, right? The throw, if that throws out in front of Drake Dawson, he makes that catch, and who knows where he's at. He's off to the races a little bit because he's
We're back, Dave. I think.
Sounds like it.
How you doing?
I'm good. Better than you. I know
I'm having.
You've had better days.
I have.
Well, you do a lot. People don't realize all you do to make this operation happen, and that's when everything goes well. And today we're down here and relying on a generator and a hodgepodge setup, but you're making it happen, Mike, so we thank you.
I don't know how many minutes per gallon that thing gets, but clearly not many.
It reminds me of my 74 Ford LTD. It got gallons to the mile.
Oh, brother. By the way, we ran out of gas again. So here's the thing, folks. We're fairly engaged here. If for some reason we just stop talking, there's either been a massive medical emergency or we've run out of gas. That's kind of where we are at this point tonight.
Because we never run out of storylines, do we, Mike?
There's a timeout on the field.
Well, while you were busy, once again, Mike, you missed a near touchdown to Drake Dawson. Well thrown.
Saw it.
He was well covered. Some folks down in front of us seemed to think he caught it and went down, and then the ball came out. I, in my genuine nature, tend to agree with them, even though I have no evidence to prove that is accurate. But it was a nice throw and a great attempt at a catch. But here we are at 3rd and 10. With the ball sitting somewhere, around the 15-yard line, 17 seconds left. So you got 2 downs if you're the Cats. Depending on what you pick up on 3rd down, you could decide for the field goal, which is not a bad decision, especially coming out getting the ball, and you're in reasonable range for Babiak. On the same token, I also believe we got a little bit of gunslinger mentality with a lot of talent, and the combination of those two means just might be 2 down territory.
So it is 3rd down and 10 for the Cats. Ryder, far side left, looking for Jack DeLuca and overthrown. Pass incomplete. So 4th down.
So again, that says to me we're going, but it looks like a PAT unit's coming on field goal. I wouldn't have expected that. We do know Babiak has a strong enough leg, but I believe, Mike, this will be the longest attempt that Babiak has made this season. Ball will be placed probably somewhere around the 23-yard line, making it a 33-yard field goal. Shippensburg is going to take a timeout.
Shippensburg does call a timeout as Babiak gets ready, and I just need to take a commercial break. We'll be back in a minute on GoMechanicsburg.com.
All right.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill, call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back at Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park in Shippensburg, Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and instead of a field goal attempt, the offense comes back on the field, and it's going to be a reverse double pitch. Ryder back. People are throwing the ball around all over the place. Dom Baker gets an escort. Touchdown.
There it is. Take your timeout. Try to ice the kicker. Send the offense back out. And we come back with some trickery. And we said, Mike, I believe they'd have something else to come off of that play.
Absolutely.
And lo and behold, they do with that screen pass to the left. Frankie Rubinek calling the screen passes, dialing them up just when it's time. We like it.
Ultimately, I believe that ended up Eli Ryder to Dom Baker. A lot of people did a lot of stuff in between, but it's a touchdown for the Wildcats, and they've blown the doors off this one.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you're going to be hopefully up here 28-7 at half. You're getting the ball to start, and you're taking a game that I think a lot of people had penciled in as the game of the season, and you're going, hold on, what do you mean? This is starting to look like every other game we've had this season. So we'll see. A half of football to go, but right now looking pretty darn good for the Wildcats.
Nathan Babiak's extra point is up and good. We'll keep it right here. This is, it's funny. I posted, I think it was my personal Facebook page. Maybe it was the community Facebook page. But I promoted tonight's game, and I said it takes a ton of people to help execute what we do. And ultimately, that has been the case tonight as the Wildcats are just getting a massive round of applause from the fans here in attendance. It's been an amazing kind of night, and everybody giving them a standing ovation just before halftime, and you've got to remember, Dave, that they are going to get the ball to start the second half.
Well, there's the football game and then there's the community, right? You said it's a big night. This is a community that has long gotten behind their teams in times of athletic prowess, athletic success. And I think back 30 years ago, driving up to Hazleton to see a state playoff game, the amount of people, I saw more people up there than I see at the Giants sometimes, right? In Hazleton, hours away. A good crowd has come down here, and this community gets behind, whether it's the field hockey team or the cross-country team or the girls soccer team or the boys soccer team. It's a community that supports their athletics, supports their student athletes, and I think they're just happy to share in the joy, and they're feeling something special here tonight, feeling something special this season.
Nathan Babiak drills one of the up men. That's Richard Elliott, and a nice job by Richard Elliott to corral that one because I saw it recently in a college football game. Let's find a mark and kick the ball right at him, and in this case, Mr. Elliott was able to field it.
Well, that's it. I mean, I think the Cats don't want to give up the big return with a couple seconds left in. They know there's not enough time for Shippensburg to really go down the field. They're not trying to recover it, but you know what? If it takes a weird hop and bounces off of them, yeah, we'll take a shot at the end zone.
So the Greyhounds come to the line of scrimmage. They look content to take a knee and head to the locker room on this 1st down and 10, leading 28-7. And they'll do just that. That's going to be the final play of a wacky. Now the game's been great. Of just a general game of life. A wacky first half. It's Mechanicsburg 28, Shippensburg 7. We're going to take a break and probably come back in just a bit. We're going to check in with our friends at Operation Wildcat here at halftime on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville or call 717-360-8249.
I needed a change in my life. I wanted to be closer to my grandchildren. I was not hearing what the kids were saying. I fly hot air balloons and I couldn't hear leaks. There was time to take care of my hearing. As soon as I met Mary Ann at Renewed Hearing Solutions, she made me feel so comfortable. My life has improved so much since I got hearing aids. It was the best thing I've ever done. I would highly recommend Renewed Hearing Solutions.
Get back in the conversation. Call Renewed Hearing Solutions today.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Walters & Galloway Attorneys at Law is your hometown law firm and devotes a significant part of their practice to estate planning, estate administration, elder law, real estate law, family law, and more. Let their expert team help you sell, purchase, or refinance your home too. Their team can work to prepare your will, trust, power of attorney, or aid in the estate care of a loved one. With 2 convenient Mechanicsburg office locations, you can learn more and make an appointment today by visiting them online at waltersgalloway.com or call 717-697-4700.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out here, guys. Speed and precision. This is the type of hustle I'm looking for. That championship level effort. This is where all of our training pays off.
You know, most homeowners just check in on us now and then.
Every West Shore home installer is a highly trained employee that can stand up to scrutiny from anyone.
Let's go do this!
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org. Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Halftime continues on GoMechanicsburg.com. Tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. And all season long, we've been talking with our friends from Operation Wildcat. And this time around, I'm joined by Anne-Marie Bolish, and she is co-chair of Project Gift Box. Anne-Marie, how are you today?
I'm doing really well, Mike. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So in partnership with Raina Beckett, you ladies co-chair Project Gift Box. Tell us what Project Gift Box is.
Yes. So Project Gift Box is a way to provide a little extra support during the holidays for families who might need a little bit of extra for their children. In order to sign up for Project Gift Box, parents can request through the counselors that they would like to submit the names of any of the children that they have. We create a time to sign up sheet, and then the community can sign up and purchase $25 gift cards for each individual child who has requested a gift.
Okay, so right there, you said that the community can help by purchasing gift cards. How do we, community members, find this time to sign up? Where do we go to get that detail?
You can go to the website. The time to sign up sheet won't really come out until it's basically the week before Thanksgiving. So that's when all of the Thanksgiving donations have been collected already. We will post some posters at all the schools. We'll post one in the district office. You can go to the Operation Wildcat website, and you can also visit the Operation Wildcat Facebook page. And the website, the time to sign up website, will be posted there. You will be able to, it will continue to be updated too with, if we get more requests, that website will be updated periodically. So any child who is requesting a gift card will have a gift card listed on that site.
And that's operationwildcat.org, the website. You can search Operation Wildcat on Facebook. And remember, as Anne-Marie said, you go to the guidance counselor. It is confidential. And for these families that get the gift cards, I'm sure that you hear some feedback from them after the fact. What kind of things do you hear from the families that you've been able to help out?
Well, one of the things that's awesome about being part of Operation Wildcat is that we get to hand out the gift cards to the families. And when people come, they're just so grateful. There's just a lot of positivity giving out the cards. The other nice thing that we get to do is we try to work with Operation Books. We work with Operation Clothes. We work with a few of the other projects. And so when people come to pick up the gift cards, they're also able to oftentimes pick up different items that they might need as well. Operation Socks. So a lot of people wind up leaving not only with a gift card, the gift cards for their family, they also leave with other materials, and then they also leave with just a really nice feeling. And we definitely leave with a great feeling that night too.
Always great to help people during the holiday season, and those projects that you mentioned, books and socks and everything. It's been so cool to learn all about them and share the message.
Last year, we helped over 120 families. We gave out over 350 gift cards. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to donate. If you can buy one gift card at $25, that's amazing. The stores that we go to, we are looking for Kohl's, Target, Walmart, or Amazon. All 4 of those are pretty easy to get. We do wind up making a little code so you know which one to buy. And the best thing that people can do before we do distribution is just getting there on time. All of the gift cards get sent to the district office, so that way we can inventory them in a timely fashion. That's usually the week right after. We will start collecting right before Thanksgiving, and then the week after Thanksgiving. Our distribution day right now is December 11th. So the last day to submit the gift cards will be the Friday before that.
And so that is how you explained in long form how someone like me, guy off the street, can get involved and support. If you're a family or a student in need, you go to the counselor, correct?
Yes, please let your guidance counselor know. They will be putting out an email to all families, and it will probably be on however the school communicates with you, however the counselors communicate. I know I have children, I get seesaw messages, I also get emails. So please make sure that you're checking that. If you are in need of any type of support at the holidays, the guidance counselors want to hear from you. We want to help you too. Operation Wildcat is there to help anybody who needs anything. And we can hopefully make the holiday time a little better for everybody.
Anne Marie, anything else you'd like to add?
It's a privilege, being part of Operation Wildcat. I have met a lot of wonderful people, and just it's a really wonderful community of volunteers. So I have thoroughly enjoyed my time working with them. This is my 4th holiday being able to work with Giftbox, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And now Raina's not here with us tonight, but she helps you throughout the process as well. You guys have both been doing this for a while, and you just mentioned why, and it's always great to give back. So thank you very much for what you do with Operation Wildcat, for what she does, and what all of your crew does. You're all volunteering your time and helping the district family, so thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for your time as well.
Thanks a lot, Anne Marie. Like she said, if you are a community member like me looking to support Project Giftbox, then you can follow along on Facebook or visit OperationWildcat.org. Keep an eye out for that time to sign up link here in the coming weeks, and you can pick up your gift card to support the cause. If you're a family in need, don't be afraid to connect with your school's guidance counselor. Again, totally confidential. And a lot of great things coming up around the holiday season. You can learn all about it at OperationWildcat.org. Big thanks to everybody that made the yard sale a part of their weekend last weekend. It's one of the biggest fundraisers of the year for Operation Wildcat. They do a spring and a fall yard sale, and save the dates. The spring yard sale will be here before you know it. All the details available through their website, OperationWildcat.org. We are going to take a break. Come back for the second half of tonight's game versus Shippensburg on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Locally owned and operated, 11 Oaks Farms raises Wagyu beef and heritage breed pork right here in Newville, Pennsylvania. Our low-stress practices and carefully designed diets produce some of the finest meats you will ever experience. We also offer a selection of quality Angus beef, pork, chicken, seasonings, sauces, pantry items, and much more. Shop online at 11oaksfarms.com. Visit us in-store at 34 North Corporation Street in Newville, or call 717-360-8249.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Name brand at this price? Is this for real?
Not exactly. That's bargain bliss setting in.
You're basking in the glow of name brand beauty products at shockingly low prices.
Oh, that's so refreshing.
There's nothing like a little me time.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Just one more minute.
Does your property need a little TLC? Call Lawnscapes Inc. of Mechanicsburg today at 717-697-1833 and see how Wes Moret and his team can transform or maintain your residential or commercial property. From hardscapes to yard services of all types, tree and shrub surface and more, this locally owned and operated business has you covered. Call today for your free estimate. Lawnscapes Inc. 717-697-1833. That's 717-697-1833.
We are dedicated to serving our members, associates, and communities because they give us purpose. We know we are stronger when we come together as one. We believe financial literacy is a key tool for personal well-being, economic stability, and a more secure
clothing, dresses, and suits, furniture.
Back, happy as ever.
3 months after his final surgery, Craig sent us pictures of him skiing the Rocky Mountains. And that's what makes our job here at OSS Health so fulfilling.
Elevate your everyday with the Mechanicsburg Area Recreation Department. Immerse yourself in a world of excitement and discovery. From adrenaline-pumping sports to serene outdoor escapes, we've got your perfect recreation blend. Join us for fitness, family fun, and fantastic experiences. Unleash your inner adventurer. It's time for a thrilling escape. Visit mbgsd.org and click on the Recreation tab, or drop by our office at the Trails and Trees Environmental Center. Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, where every moment is a new adventure.
Inventory levels are back at the Bobby Rahal Auto Group, where honesty, selection, and great prices meet. We never priced vehicles over MSRP and never will. Come visit us today and drive away with your dream car at a great value. Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, your trusted destination for the best vehicles and exceptional service. Online at bobbyrahal.com.
The Turnbridge Group at RBC Wealth Management are proud supporters of Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. When you're faced with tough business, personal, and financial decisions, turn to the Turnbridge Group. They specialize in retirement planning and complex financial situations as their team helps you define and attain your goals, all while building a strong and caring relationship with you. Advisors Tim Engel, Jonathan Stow, and Nick Hansen are available for your call today. The Turnbridge Group, part of the community and for the community. Visit them online at turnbridgegroup.com or call 717-724-4225.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville and GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park in Shippensburg. Mike Garland, Dave Harrison, you are hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth in tonight's game presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. It was a pretty exciting first half. I saw about half of it, and I did see Mechanicsburg score all 28 of their points. That I did see. I even saw Shippensburg score their touchdown. I missed a few things in between, but kind of jokes aside, it's been a pretty impressive performance from the Cats tonight. It's really what we've seen all season.
Well, two things are impressive. The Cats' performance, and that's what we're here for. But, again, for the how many ever people were watching the feed, Mike, again, I've shared this each season, and usually this is the end of the season, the 10th week, but not this year, thank goodness. But I try to thank you. I don't know that people know how much time you actually put into putting all of this together, and we get many compliments on it, and we provide a service to people who couldn't get here or don't have the time to get here but want to catch it, and they're very fortunate to have you, and I mean that, Mike. Pretty much anybody can kind of put a microphone up here and talk about a game, but it takes a lot to physically set this up and to technically make it all work. So from the school community, I thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and we thank all the fans. 2,600 and some have tuned in at some point from the time we went on the air a little bit after 6 o'clock, and whether you're doing a group watch in somebody's backyard, whether you're at Snapper's Bar and Grill, whether you're at Wolf's Brewing Company, or somewhere else watching the game tonight, we appreciate it. And, of course, Josh Brown for his help trying to get my car situated with AAA. Ben Shad on camera. Mr. Underkoffler working camera as well. And coming up the near sideline, J.J. Gould. He picked up a kick that I think the Cats thought might bounce out of bounds. It didn't. And then Gould makes something positive out of it.
Well, the hardest hit of the night just happened right there when Gould kind of got bumped into Coach Heckert on the sideline.
That old linebacker will bring it.
How about it? He knows how to bring the wood.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats after some trickeration at the end of the first half for that 4th touchdown as the offense comes back on the field. Mechanicsburg certainly clicking on all cylinders. I don't know that they'll be the number 1 seed with a victory tonight, but they'll at least be in the top 4, so we can enjoy, again, 24 minutes left of football, but
well, let's not count it. I got to believe we talked about Northern having some gumption, some comeback from 14 down, and they did. Ships had a great season. I just don't think they're going to lay down.
Josh Smith with the big catch, working off a pick block from Brendan Mena. Josh Smith far sideline and out of bounds. That's a great way to start the second half.
Well, as I was saying, I think Ships going to have one more in them, and whatever one more means, a stop and then an offensive drive and see if they can make some of this. But I tell you what, it's really hard to stop Josh Smith, and I know tougher foes are in front of us. Regardless of tonight's outcome, we are in the playoffs, win, lose, or draw, and we're going to run into some tough teams, and it's not going to be easy, but it's really hard to imagine what it's going to take to stop. And it's not just Josh Smith, right? It's the offensive line given time, and it's Eli Ryder setting his feet and getting the nose of the ball down and getting it to the spot it needs to be. It's the whole team. It really isn't just Josh Smith, even though he's the one that brings us the great excitement with the result.
Dom Baker up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle for Shippensburg, Noah Garvin along with Drake Wagner. And that Josh Smith reception on the previous play, about a 40-yard catch. The Cats went from midfield to inside the 20 or near the 20-yard line anyway.
Well, the Cats have done a nice job with Josh all year long, right? Whether it's the hitch, whether it's the sweeps, they find different ways to get the ball in his hands. We've all seen him go down the sideline and win the jump balls. But I tell you what, him over the middle is as dangerous as anything because there's so much space out there. He's fast, he's elusive, he's tough, he's sure-handed, and it's just a matchup that most defenses don't have an answer for.
Eli Ryder to Dom Baker. It's a screen. He's got a convoy of blockers. Dom Baker into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
It's a nightmare for an opposing coach. It's a nightmare, right? You're watching everything you can. We got to take this away. We got to take that away. And Coach Rubinick just has it dialed up. It's just you keep people on their heels. Even where they have a strength, they can't play their strength because as soon as they lean that way, they come back with something else. And so again, the screen pass there after going with Josh, set up with a nice little play in between to kind of a breather play, get them set again, and off they go. And we're on the cusp of 35-7. With a lot of football time left.
35-7. I mean, it'd be crazy to think what one more score against Shippensburg means. I mean, I told AAA to get here in 90 minutes. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. I'm going to be sitting in the parking lot twiddling my thumbs the rate this is going. It is good. 10:57 remaining in the third quarter. It's Mechanicsburg 35, Shippensburg 7. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Back at Veterans Stadium, Memorial Park, Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and following the Dom Baker touchdown reception, it's 35-7, Wildcats. Nathan Babiak to kick off. It's a low squibber. Takes a big hop near the 40. Gets past the return man and inside the 10. It's going to be picked up by Mike Servey, and he is going to go nowhere. Well, that's a great way to start things.
Well, it goes from bad to worse, right? I mean, the Cats are kicking that not to think they can set them up inside the 10-yard line, but to ensure there's not a big return. And, of course, good bounces and good fate follows good effort. And the Cats work hard. They try to be disciplined in spite of a penalty here or there. They're well coached. They execute well. And so they all hustle down. They make the play. And so this game is quickly going from a marginal game to being out of hand fast. And so this is a big defensive series for the Cats. They can almost start to close things out here with a good defensive stand.
It's first down and 10 for Shippensburg. And a running play right out of the gate. And that play basically goes nowhere.
Well, and this is where if you're Shippensburg, it's a difficult spot to be in, right? I mean, everybody knows you're down by 4 scores, and you're not going to get 4 scores with 3 yards at a pop. There's still plenty of time left, but you got to do something. But you can't just go out and throw the ball, and turn it right back over. You got to stay true. And their truth, and we talked about this before with other teams, their truth is the ground game. And there's no reason they still can't pop off a couple runs here. They are capable of doing that. That's not a knock on the Mechanicsburg defense. So you got to stick with it. If they made their money throwing the ball, they'd be throwing it. But they've made their money running it, and that's what they need to keep doing and see if they can gouge their way back into this. And here we go.
There's a big running play on the far sideline. That is Jaden Hines taking it towards midfield, so that's going to move the chains. Probably one of the biggest offensive plays of the night for Shippensburg, and a nice job by the Cats defense to trail and catch up. Hines is fast. He came into this game having run for 538 and 5 scores, so he's very comfortable with running the football.
Well, they're not going to get back in this game throwing the ball. There will be passes. There will need to be passes. If they can somehow get back in this game and manage to get a score or 2 and start to flip things a little bit, it is still going to be through the run game, and that was a perfect example.
First down and 10. And the snap goes to Mark Carruthers, and Carruthers gains maybe 1 or 2. Wyatt Lear with the tackle. And Carruthers slow to get up. Justin Bardo stumbled over him. And Carruthers, he is a young man of speed, and when you turn an ankle, you have somebody fall into your leg, that certainly can impact how you run as he limps back to the huddle.
Well, it's a physical defense. I mean, I look at that front right there. I look at Drake Dawson on one end. I look at Willie Marshall Travis. Then I look in between. I see Colin Stair, and I see Jimmy Dwyer. And I just look at them and I go, that is as good a defensive front across the front as I've seen in Mechanicsburg in a long, long time, if not ever in my 30 years, player to player across the front. It's just a dominant group with some capable linebackers behind it that just clean up. And so you might get your yards against them, but you're going to pay the price.
Hines with the carry on second down. Colin Stair meets him near the line of scrimmage. And a substitution for the Cats as Cody Harvey comes on the field. Brendan Mena comes off. Wyatt Lear on the sideline wearing number 2 tonight, and it is a filthy number 2, making the switch from 53 to 2 for some possible tight end duties tonight.
Well, I'm playing in the all whites on a grass field, right? It's kind of fun, right? It's nice. You go out and you make the plays, you come off with a little dirt to show for it.
Carruthers is the quarterback for Shippensburg here in the second half, and he is gobbled up by Willie Marshall Travis.
There's a name that we haven't mentioned a whole lot tonight, but boy, was that a dominant play. Watch this as he comes across, some pressure from the inside, and then Willie just runs him down. It's like, no way. And Willie brings that combination of speed and then upper body strength to go along with it. So 4th and well behind the sticks, 4th and 12. And again, you're at a point where you don't want to punt it. If you have any chance trying to win this, but you also don't want to see this thing become 56-7 if you're Ship. So looks like they're going to punt it and make the Cats try to earn some points.
Eli Bailey booting it away, kicking it away from Josh Smith, far side of the field. And that was a nice punt by Bailey.
Very nice.
As it goes out of bounds.
Very nice. Yeah, he got it to turn over a little bit, got a nice tight spiral and directional kick. Well done. Well done. We've seen other teams not be able to keep it away from the returner when they've wanted to. So that's a small detail, but an important one.
The Wildcat offense comes back on the field, leading by 28. I feel compelled to update everyone on what's going on with my car, by the way. AAA just texted me and said they can't actually tow it tonight.
I have people text me going, do you know what's going on with Mike's car? It's ironic. So it's good you have the update because I didn't know what to tell them, to be honest with you. So they can't help you out tonight.
They can't, no.
Oh, my gosh.
To which I'm having a casual conversation, and then I was like, but why? Isn't that the point of AAA?
Yeah.
First down and 10 for the Cats. Not a sponsor. The handoff to Dom Baker, and Baker pushed to the outside. And a tackle. A gain of it's like 3, maybe 5 on the play. Tough angle where we are here. We're kind of low, so we can see things clearly, but it's also tough to see exactly how far it's Tough
It's been hard to make some of those calls. I'll tell you what is neat. This kind of reminds me of the Phillies game when Tom McCarthy sits in the stands to make the call. We're right in the midst of the fans and the atmosphere, right? The cheerleaders down in front and two smaller bleachers to our right and left, and pretty cool to be right here in the thick of things.
2nd down and 5, Ryder under center. Dom Baker, the single back in the backfield. Shippensburg showing blitz. Baker takes the handoff. Baker with a bit of a stiff arm, met by one Shippensburg defender. That was Aiden Eastep, and he wasn't able to totally get away from Eastep, and a couple of Greyhounds came in to clean it up.
Well, as good a night as Baker had, that's an example, I think, a little bit of lack of experience, right? He doesn't have 100 carries on the season, and we've talked so many times about Isaac Dolman, and we've even talked about it with Eli Ryder, and, of course, Josh Smith tonight. You run with your eyes as much as you run with your legs. And that hole was up inside a little bit, and there might have only been 3 yards there, and when you have experience, you use those eyes and you go get those 3 yards, and maybe it turns into something else. When you don't have quite as much experience, you try to bounce it out and make something else happen, and just so often it doesn't happen, and that's what Dominic experienced there.
3rd down and 3 for the Cats. Baker in the backfield one more time. Play action fake. Ryder goes left. The pass complete to Noah Apple. And Apple with the catch.
Looks like he's got it based on the official. Yes, sir. Nice play by Noah Apple. It's great to have him back. Great to have him. He's been out on some defense. He's been on some offense. And I'm sure that's an emotional moment for him to be back out there and making a play that is certainly contributing for the team here. Moving the sticks, because that's what you want to do right now if you're Mechanicsburg. Just run the clock, keep the ball, and get this game to the 4th quarter and then see where we're at. They have that kind of control over it right now.
1st down and 10. That completed pass to Apple does move the chains, as Dave said. So the Cats come back out with Ryder in the gun. Baker, the single back in the backfield. A little bit of a low shotgun snap. Designed quarterback keeper Eli Ryder following a convoy of blockers. He's got a seam on the near side, and oh my, what a block by Colin Stair.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Terrible.
Oh no.
The official right here did not throw the flag. He fronted him up. He squared him. The official ran right by it, says that's not a penalty, and 2 officials from far, far away throw the flag in there. Oh my.
That was a beautiful play and an even better block by Colin Stair.
They called that a hold because it was not a block in the back. It was not an illegal block at all. And they called it a hold. And I think he just manhandled the young man, and that's what they called. It's a disappointment. I feel bad for Colin Stair because that was well done.
Just a great run. Designed quarterback keeper right from the shotgun snap.
Still enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. The penalty was far enough downfield. Now there, Mike, again, to the folks watching, was the difference, right? Eli ran with his eyes. He set that up by stepping up in the inside gap. The defense committed. He was able to bounce back out and led to a big play.
It's 1st down and 10 for the Cats. The student section here at Shippensburg is kind of everywhere. And there's a flock of them behind us. Josh Smith in motion. He sets. Under 10 seconds on the play clock as Ryder takes that snap, and the pass complete to Wyatt Lear. Wyatt Lear with his first reception of the year all season long, Dave. He's been wearing number 53.
Well, that's it, and he's done a nice job as an outside linebacker, but the reality there is he's so versatile. He can do so many different things to help the team out, and in that particular case, we see him as a tight end catching a nice ball for a nice gain on 1st down.
So 2nd down and 5. Ryder under center. Dom Baker in the backfield. Hands off to Dom Baker, who is met in the backfield by Noah Garvin, but he bounces off, comes around the field, cuts in from a block from Josh Smith. Josh Smith handled that Shippensburg defender. I saw a tug of a jersey, but you know what? For a change, the official didn't, and the chains are going to move.
Well, and I think the key is, like anything else, when you make that body-to-body contact inside the frame, that generally is not a hold. And I don't think he reached out and grabbed it, and I think he was into his body, and there was no way the young man was going to make a play.
So a nice run by Dom Baker. Moves the chains. And the Cats are inside the 20 at about the 15. Apple and Josh Smith split far side right. Dom Baker, single back in the backfield. Ryder taking his time as he steps under center. The handoff to Dom Baker. And Dom Baker surges forward a gain of 5, maybe 6.
I'll tell you what, Dom Baker, it's, again, tough circumstances that created this opportunity, but at the end of the day, it is an opportunity, and you got to make the most of it. And the team needed him to pick up the team, right? There's a void. We've got to fill that void, and it's got to be done in a good way. Big games, right? Last week with Hershey, who came in, touted pretty highly, and we were thinking that was a big game. Tonight, we know was a huge game on paper in terms of records and what was at stake. And he's just come in, and that is the difference between a championship team and a near championship team is depth and quality of depth.
Ryder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Great play by Eli Ryder there. Great play by the line. This is, demoralizing for the opposing team. You've had a great season. You've run over 6 of the 8 teams, 6 of the 9 teams on your schedule. You found a way to win a few close ones. You come into this hyped championship game, Sentinels game of the week. Penn Life's talking about it. I've seen some people on our sidelines who have long been around Mechanicsburg football, but haven't been here all season, and they are here tonight because this is a big game. And you get here, and the Cats here are about to mercy rule it with this extra point.
Crazy to think if Nathan Babiak can convert, we will go into mercy rule timing. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Who'd have thought it, Dave? The Cats are 14 minutes and 56 seconds away from being Mid-Penn Keystone champions.
Well, there's Mid-Penn Keystone champions, but there's also something you and I have talked about. We're good. The question is, how good? Are we in one of those other echelons? And there's some good teams out there in District 3, and we're going to have to face a few of them if we want to get where we want to get to this season. But I think the Cats are proving right now that we belong in that conversation with everybody else.
The Shippensburg fans and the Shippensburg Greyhound football team have to be shell-shocked. We came into tonight thinking this would be a fairly competitive game. You had 2 undefeated teams, 2 teams that had scored over 300 points, 2 teams whose defenses haven't given up much more than 100 points. And all of a sudden, for the first time this season, the Greyhounds are going to be faced with mercy rule timing on the flip side.
Well, this looks no different than any other game we've played, and in a few cases, we've played more competitive games, to be honest with you, and that just is surprising. And that's a credit to Mechanicsburg, to the coaches preparing the guys, and to the guys on the field, taking every game seriously, every play seriously, paying attention, persevering, and executing.
And the kickoff is going to be fielded on the far side by Mike Cervier. Tackle made by Vince Woolery.
Probably going to start to see a little substitution now here, Mike. And again, the mercy rule scoring effect should go in. So we're expecting only clock stoppages, on scores, timeouts, and injuries?
Turnovers, injuries, timeouts, and scores, and maybe when the generator runs out of gas. But
we'll stop the clock.
Well, that it'll help.
Maybe they won't. Maybe
the faster the game goes, the better chance we have to actually make it.
We're going to get better minutes to the Gallon. Yeah, I guess that's the ratio we're working on tonight.
It gives us a chance as well to wish luck to the field hockey team tomorrow, home at 10 a.m. versus Cumberland Valley. Now, neither Ben Shadd or I will be able to broadcast it, but there will be a live, audible streamed broadcast. Keep an eye on at Go Mechanicsburg on YouTube as Mark Carruthers carries and gains 2 or 3 yards. So field hockey's home tomorrow against Cumberland Valley in the second round of the postseason. The boys soccer team is on the road at Hempfield, also 10 a.m. starts. So we've got a couple of more playoff games tomorrow. We know the Wildcats are going to the postseason. Almost certainly a first-round bye, so they have an opportunity to get healthy, get everyone back, and then hopefully that 1 week layoff doesn't impact them come November 8th.
No, Rich Lickley used to talk about famed Mechanicsburg coach. Fall sports season, that's the front door to your school year. It sets the tone. And it's been a great school year at the high school in terms of school culture and the students. And there's no doubt that the success of the athletic programs have only contributed to that, right? They've only had positive effect. You mentioned a couple teams. I think we have cross-country girls team competing at districts and a couple individuals. I think I get it mixed up. I think tomorrow's districts and states the following week. A lot of good things happening. Out here now, we're starting to see we got the second defense on the field now, so it's nice to see some of the guys we've been talking about for much of the season because they've gotten a fair amount of play time, but it's cool to see them out there on such a stage tonight with such a crowd.
Menser back in at quarterback, and the running play on the near side. The pitch goes to Jaden Hines, and Hines up the near sideline, still on his feet, bounces back towards the middle, and the chains will move, and a flag comes in late. They're going to be a face mask penalty against the Wildcats. So they add 15 to the end of the run. And the clock has stopped, and I'm not quite sure why. This is one of those scenarios where neither a turnover, injury, timeout, or score has happened.
It's called home cooking, I'm thinking. They're thinking that maybe they can sneak back into this if things go the way. It's running again now. The official might have stopped it because he just wound it. Or maybe he wound it because he didn't see things happening. Good crew. So I'm sure they have a handle on things.
First down and 10, Menser under center. Two backs in the backfield. Carruthers goes in motion. Belly handoff to Chase Holtry. Coming out of the pile with the tackle for the Cats. That looks like Leo Fasci.
Yeah, it's nice to see this crew get some opportunities. Again, some of these guys filter in a little bit throughout the game, throughout a close game first half situation to spell some guys, and yet some of these guys, as we know, don't get a lot of time when the game is kind of in question. So it's good to get these reps. Again, it's building that depth. We're expecting we're going to get a week off. And when we get that week off, we're going to come out, and that means we're already going to be in the round of 8 really in the playoffs, and that means there's going to be no pushovers, nothing easy left over. It's going to be tough games the rest of the way. So you got to get this the backup sometime now because you need that depth coming up later on.
That's the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a break. Be right back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Snappers Bar and Grill at 120 East Allen Street in Mechanicsburg is proud to support Wildcat Athletics. Snappers is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and offers outstanding service and exceptional food and drink options, all at a fair price. Stop in for fresh seafood, delicious hand-cut steaks, and homemade pasta dishes. Snappers also offers a variety of sandwiches, fresh, crisp salads, and awesome appetizers. Dine in, carry out, or have your next big gathering catered. Snappers Bar and Grill. Call 717-697-9475 to learn more.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Seth Gardner for your personal price plan today.
We start the fourth quarter. Shippensburg with possession. The handoff given to Carruthers. And he is going to be tackled after about a 10-yard run. Noah Apple in on the stop. Also coming out of the pile, Leo Fasci.
Yeah, again, the defense continues to show its strength, and these young guys, they make these guys earn it. They make these guys earn it constantly, and they're not giving up the easy one here. Shippensburg's not going to go away. Again, playing for pride. It's senior night here, and there they go. They punch one in. But again, this second defense made them grind it out down the field. As we said, it's a pound and ground kind of offense, and that was the only way they were going to find the end zone, and they do for the second time tonight.
Chase Holtry into the end zone for the Shippensburg touchdown. 11:19 remaining. The clock will stop on the score. And the extra point PAT team coming on to attempt the kick. Gotcha. Shippensburg marching band coming to life.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, Mike, to like that. We've scored 42 points and they've only scored 14. I believe they got the extra point. Maybe they didn't. They're not. Yeah, there it is.
That's all right. I said a field goal was no good the other day when we were calling a college game.
A lot of reasons to like it, and namely it's because we're Wildcat fans, but it's also because the Shippensburg band plays the Notre Dame fight song when they score.
Okay.
And if the score was the other way around, I had to listen to that all night. Boy, this would be a really difficult experience. I might be out there working on your car.
We'll be right back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
This is you. And this is us. Hi, we're True Green. We're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. That means we'll give you a pro-level lawn guaranteed. That's a satisfaction guarantee. That's a price match guarantee. That's a guarantee on top of your guarantee. So you can do less of this and more of this.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park, Mike Garland, Dave Harris. And I'm actually going to tag out. I'm going to give Ben Shad the headset because I need to make another phone call. We actually had somebody come up and say, we've been watching the game and we'll tow your car for you. I don't know if they know I want to tow to Camp Hill, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to hand it off to Ben Shad after this.
If you'd have told me, Mike, when we got here tonight that the story of your day would be a little more entertaining and a lot more dramatic than the football game, I'd have said no way, but here we are.
All right, I'm going to give Ben Shad the headset, and he may or may not take us through the rest of the game. Well, I'll talk again. Don't you worry. Here you go, Ben.
Alrighty, folks. For those of you who had enough about car stories, this is your reprieve. Dave, glad to be on the headset with you. I think for the first time ever, and the circumstances that have brought us here. So to recap for you folks, if you're just tuning in, 42-14 our game, a running clock here, and a really shocking game that I'm sure we've harped on it before, Dave, that nobody was really expecting is now some Wildcats from the JV squad who have been biding their time on the bench. They've actually been getting a lot of action this season, Dave, and here they are now in what everybody thought was going to be a crucial game, getting some key playing time here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's no doubt I felt confident about Mechanicsburg chances. But if you'd have told me 42 points, I'd have said I don't think so. And if you'd have told me a mercy rule game, I'd have said no way. I'd have lost a lot of money if I was that kind of person. But the Cats just did everything they needed to, and we know Mechanicsburg's down a really crucial player, and we know Shippensburg's down a crucial player. But I'm not sure. that is a difference in this outcome. I like to think they both would have brought something else to the game. I know they would have, but at the end of the day, it's a 4-score game right now and was a 5-score game. And so, pretty special night for the Cats, Ben.
Handoff goes up the middle, goes nowhere. That's going to be an adjustment for you all night, Dave. I won't harass you if you call me Mike 7 times tonight on the broadcast. It's a weird one as they line up here. 2 receivers on either side, 1 man in the backfield. Handoff goes to the left. Running it up that left side is Quentin Chow for the Wildcats. He gets about a couple. It'll be 3rd and long for Mechanicsburg as that clock continues to wind down here in Shippensburg.
Yeah, we've seen Quentin get some defensive snaps. We haven't seen him get a lot of carries really back since maybe about the Gettysburg game. He was out a few weeks with an injury. Great to see him back in there, a senior, getting that opportunity. And that's really what talks about the culture of the team, right? It's not just the guys that we're talking about all week. It takes all of them, and they are part of that culture. And a big part of that is for the young kids to see is the older kids who go, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of something bigger than myself. I want to work hard. I want to contribute. I want to celebrate. And it doesn't mean you're going to be in the spotlight all the time. It doesn't mean everything's going to go your way. And, that's a form of senior leadership that we've seen from a number of them, including Quentin, throughout the season.
Trips to the right, instead throwing left and just getting the catch, but short of the sticks is Ryan Foose. Noah Apple on the toss. Good vision from Apple to find his man to the left, but he'll end up, they actually mark him a lot farther back than I would have given him. I thought forward progress would have made it 4th and 2. Instead, it's about 4th and 4, and the Wildcat offense will stay out there with about 8:45 left in regulation in this one.
Well, that's the one benefit of, there's a lot of benefits of the mercy rule, clearly. That's why it exists. But one of them is you can put your JVs in and you can throw the ball, right? When you throw an incompletion, you're stopping the clock, you're prolonging the game, you're just creating all kinds of additional things. And the head coach is like, let's get this thing over. We're healthy. Let's get out of here. But the reality is you can take those chances, and it's important. You don't know when Eli Ryder is going to need to sit out for a play or a drive next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You just don't know. It's important for Noah Apple get a couple snaps in here, get to throw the ball with some pressure in his face.
Quick toss to the right. Chow making his way up. He's going to get a first down and almost more. Give him 10 after the sticks. Enough for a Wildcat first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was good, great play by Noah Apple, obviously, with the swing pass. That's a touch pass. That takes some reps, and I'm sure Noah's getting his reps in practice. He doesn't get a lot here in the games, but he gets back in there. Quentin catches that on the dead run, and that's the key. He doesn't have to change pace. He gets up in there. Nice blocking downfield by Cody Harvey, and springs him to that second level, gets the first down.
1st and 10 for Mechanicsburg from the Shippensburg. We'll call it 37. This field getting torn up through an entire season of work here at Veterans Stadium here at Memorial Park in Shippensburg. Wildcat second team offense getting back to work. Apple waiting, chewing some more time off that clock. We're about 7:20 away from the final whistle. Handoff, Chow goes up the middle. He's got lots of space, breaking through into the second row, and he goes down. And I believe that'll be enough to move the chains once again. Another fantastic run from Ryan Chow.
Yeah, Quentin Chow. That's okay, Quentin, great job. And I'll tell you what, I talked earlier about the eyes, and we've talked about that with Isaac Dolman. We've talked about it with Eli Ryder. We've talked about that, of course, even with Don Baker today. Well, now we saw Quentin Chow do it, and that says something to me about film study. When the coaches are going through the film study, it's not just about do this right or do this wrong. It's do you see this? Do you see that? If you're patient and let this develop, this will open up. And Quentin Chow, when your third teamers getting those kind of runs, there's a lot of things going right. Credit to him and credit to the coaching staff.
Chow up the middle again. He gets a couple yards, runs into a wall, is eventually taken down. Call that a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Wildcats. 6.5 left to go in regulation.
Yeah, you talk about the turf here getting chewed up, but you can see the circle and the 18 box. So I think they've hosted probably 10 boys soccer games, 10 girls soccer games. I don't know about middle school, freshman football. It's a heavily worn turf. There's no doubt. It's again a great atmosphere, but certainly not a lot of green out there in the center of this field.
Definitely seen a season's worth of work. These Shippensburg fans hoping they can get at least one more home game in, but it might be sooner than anticipated. With this one all but wrapped up, as again standing back is Noah Apple. Chow to his left. It's another handoff up the middle. Chow trying to bump out to the right, gets the edge, gets a couple more yards to gain. And look at Willie Marshall Travis cheering on his teammate. The first teamers getting in on it. Just goes to show you the camaraderie spreads for every number on the roster sheet here for the Wildcats.
Well, that's it. You want that, and all of our coaches, I know, in all of our sports, you work to build that. It's how you build a program. It's how you get the most out of what you have to offer, right? The school invests in interscholastic athletics, not purely for wins and losses, although they're important and they do a lot for school spirit, as we said, but it really is about building camaraderie. It's about building community. It's also about developing individuals.
3rd and 6, approaching 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Mechanicsburg's second team doing a good job of chewing up yards and time off the clock. Keeper for Apple. He goes up the middle, gets bumped from behind. Give him a gain of about 1.
Yeah, almost seemed like he got caught a little bit around the horse collar. The young man let go, but he had slowed his pace just enough to allow the rest of the defense to catch up. And here we sit at 4th and 6 with on about the 20-yard line. Yeah, a little something going on here on the sideline.
Some of the team captains gathering around the water coolers, maybe a little scheme going on. We'll make sure we keep an eye on them to finish out this one. So it looks like Mike got some good words about his car, or at least enough that he feels comfortable getting back on the headset. So when the next opportunity arises, the voice of the Wildcats will be back with you right now. Apple trying to look, scrambles in the pocket now, rolls his way left. He's looking for an open man. He's working backwards, and he is going to get wrapped up all the way back to about the 33-yard line. It'll be a turnover on downs. And with the turnover on downs, we'll have a turnover on headsets, as Mike Garland will hop back on here in just a second.
All right, thanks, Ben. And as Mike returns, there was just a little bit of a shade there of Randall Cunningham. For those of you who watched the Eagles long ago, Noah almost made something out of nothing. He kept buying time and creating space. And, of course, when you roll to your left as a right-hand quarterback, you've got to get yourself turned completely around to be able to get the ball off. He just couldn't quite pull that off. But credit to him for trying to make something happen and then not just throwing it away and throwing an interception.
1st down and 10 for Shippensburg. The handoff given to Mark Carruthers. Carruthers up the near sideline being chased by Talon Verdelli. And Verdelli helps run him out of bounds, and there's a flag at about the 47-yard line. I saw Ship with a hold, and we'll see if the officials saw the same.
Well, and again, once again, here we are. It's a 28-point game. There's 3 minutes left in a mercy rule game. We got the JV defense on for the 3rd drive. First team offense is out, it appears. At least I'm seeing some of the linemen. Carruthers, of course, has been carrying the ball all night long. And again, I'm not to each their own. But once again, the Cats' defense, the depth, the twos, who play some meaningful special team minutes and play some meaningful substitution minutes, they show, right? They don't give up the big play. They give up a big play, but they don't give it all up, and they continue to hustle the football.
So it's going to bring up a 1st down and about 5 for the Greyhounds following the penalty. And the quarterback Menser under center. And the pitch to Mike Sevier coming around. And Sevier with speed, far side of the field, cuts back towards the middle. And he is going to be smacked to the ground by Jackson Hinkle. And I'll tell you what, Dave, the one thing that the Shippensburg offense has missed a lot of tonight is Janai Statham.
Now they've thrown a flag down for what? Now what do they call it? That is not a horse collar. Face mask they call. He grabbed him in the back. I'm sure of it. I could be wrong, but oh my gosh.
So listen, I have to throw out a big thank you to CH Recovery in Mechanicsburg. Okay, they were watching the game tonight. They followed our story my play.
I hope nothing happens to my car tomorrow now, Mike, now that you've brought me into this with you.
Sorry, guilty by association.
Goodness.
So thanks to Caitlin and the crew at CH Recovery. They have dispatched a driver from Mechanicsburg to come here and tow my car back to Camp Hill tonight. So I can't thank them enough. And clearly, if you have a towing need like I do, please call CH Recovery in Mechanicsburg. So thank you to all of them involved as we have about 2.5 minutes remaining.
Well, continue to be impressed by the Cats' depth here. They continue to sub in and out, playing against the ones, at least at most of the offensive positions. And while they're moving down the field, Chip is, you'd have been worried if this was the first quarter, but this is the first quarter against our 2s and 3s, and they're still just getting it in smaller chunks. We've got guys on there and playing with pride. So 2 minutes left. They got a couple cracks at it. Let's see if these young guys can hold up tough and try to maintain the current score. We'll see.
2nd down and 6 for the Greyhounds. Single man in motion. Menser, the inside handoff to Chase Holtry, and Holtry surges forward. He's met by a wall of Wildcat defenders and now a couple of late flags.
I think that's going to be on the Cats, and if it is, I think that one, as much as I bellyache, they earned it. I saw someone come in from back and hit somebody. I don't know if it was, it looked like a white shirt hitting a maroon shirt from here.
That tracks.
There it is. Yep.
Well, given the current positioning of the ball, it's going to end up just being half the distance to the goal line. Look, Dave, the Cats are playing for something special. 1 minute and 50 away from its first Keystone Division championship since 2001. 1 minute 50 away from its first 10-0 season since 2008.
Since 2001, what did we have? In 8, we won a division, and in 20, we won a division. 20, did we win the Colonial?
It was not the Keystone.
It was not. Well, I think 8 it was. I don't know. We have to check on it because we went undefeated that season.
Carruthers in for the touchdown. Well, yeah, in 2020, the Cats did go sort of undefeated in the regular season, and then you had that playoff game against Governor Mifflin.
Right. But we might have been in the Colonial at that point. Okay, I think we were. That's why we didn't win the Keystone. But I thought in 08 we were in the Keystone and we won. I know we won. I know we won our division, but I don't know if it was the Keystone, to your point. And then, of course, we won it back in 2000 as well.
So Carruthers is in for the touchdown, but the Cats looking to do something special with a 10-0 regular season dominant.
2001, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep my memory straight here. But you're right. They're back in it here, they think, with 1:36 to go. But they've left. Well, again, it's one where I get it. But we're playing some seniors. I know they've got another game, but they're not playing their seniors and leaving their starters in. And that's just something I always have had a sore subject about. I don't get what that's about, what that means tomorrow.
Well, we saw it last week with Hershey. All you can say is that Shippensburg has a playoff game next week, and it will be a home game, more than likely a home game, so they need to get ready for that game in Week 11.
But again, to me, I come back to character of a program, health of a program, culture of a program. Are they going to kick on sides? And what's the point of kicking? You're down 3 scores with 1:36. You can kick on sides, recover, and score. You're not going to win this game, right? There's no. And to me, at some point, sportsmanship is we lined up, we played hard, you got us, and we're done. That's that. We'll play this out with the young kids, because the opposite side of bad sportsmanship is the Cats leaving everybody out there and putting this thing away 56-7 or 63-7, and none of us would stand for that either. We wouldn't like that very much.
So Shippensburg ready to kick it off. This will be their first loss of the season. Will we see an onside kick? The Wildcats with their hands team.
That's good.
No, instead we see a gigantic kick that actually goes out of bounds inside the 10. It was a nice job on the kick by Nick Scott. Strike that. That's Seth Taylor with the kick. Saw 5, wrong 5. So we've got the eyes of the media watching tonight. We have, a lot of the community has been tuning in. We can't thank them enough. It's been a very It's been a very special night from a football standpoint. We know there are families watching in the community right now who wish they could be here that aren't, and our thoughts are with them. We know that we have alumni watching from around the country tonight. It's a very special night.
No, it's a fun night. It's a fun night for the community. Alumni, parents of alumni. I've heard from a lot of people this week, heard from some tonight. It's great to see this interest and excitement around. And tonight it's the football team, but tomorrow it will be the boys soccer team and the girls cross country and the girls field hockey team. And then we'll do it again next week again with a couple other teams. So it's just so exciting to see what interscholastic athletics, what school athletics can do to bring communities together, to bring people together, and it's just such an important arm of what school districts can do for their young people.
So the Cats will take a knee one more time as we have a Gatorade bath forthcoming for head coach Dave Heckert. You can see it on your screen, and it is going to happen in mere moments as some of the senior leaders of this team get ready to give Coach Heckert an ice-cold shower. I hope he packed a change of clothes for that bus ride back.
Well, the good news is either he's completely trusting of his team or a very good actor, because he has lined himself up perfectly for their agenda. And it doesn't seem like anything is going to stop it from happening. There it is. There it is.
Coach Heckert gets the Gatorade bath as the clock winds down. The Mechanicsburg Wildcats are champions of the Mid-Penn Keystone, unbeaten in 2024, and the second season looms.
Special moment for Coach Heckert, special moment for this program, special moment for the school and the community. It's outstanding. Kids have worked hard. They've worked hard from, you win in basically a game a month in the off season is kind of how you look at it in terms of your time in the weight room, your time on the track, and your time getting your timing down throughout the summer in terms of 7-on-7s and lineman camps. There's so much that goes into it, and it's so great to see that hard work get rewarded. Very happy. What a fun bunch of young men, what a good group of young men to get behind and support as a school and as a community.
The Cats came into this contest, Dave, averaging 37.7 points a game, and if you told me coming in that they would top that average against a likewise undefeated Shippensburg Greyhound team, I'm not sure I would have believed you, but they continue to make believers out of everybody this year. This team is for real. We knew it last year that this would be a special season, and I think we've seen week over week just how special it actually is.
Well, that's it. They had so much coming back. They didn't lose much. They had a lot of they had talent coming back, but they also had experience coming back. And they are two different things. Sometimes you have talent without a lot of experience, and you got to figure more things out. But they had both. And as much as we love to talk about the skill players, and we've tried to give the linemen their due, at the end of the day, it's a physical game, and physical games are usually won and lost up front in that front five on offense, the front seven on defense, and the Cats have done that this season for sure. So there they are. We got a good view of them enjoying in front of their fans, in front of the cameras out there. A moment these kids will never forget. A special moment will be captured certainly in pictures and highlight tapes and things of that nature. And here they go into the alma mater by themselves here. Let's enjoy this. Love it.
The Wildcats are conference champions, and while they were singing, Dave, I was showing you a picture from 2020, the last time the Wildcat football team went to the playoffs and won a conference championship of any sort.
Yes, that was a weird year for sure, but a very talented team. And unfortunately, playoffs then were much more condensed, and I think they only allowed, 8 teams in, or maybe it was even 4, and we drew Governor Mifflin with one Mr. Nick Singleton. So it was a short visit to the playoffs for the Wildcats. We this year draw a bye, should probably be the 2 seed when those seedings come out tomorrow. Maybe the 3 seed, it's hard to say because there's a lot of factors that go into that, but certainly we'll get that bye, get a night off next week before they come get a home game then. It should be on Friday night, the 8th. About the 8th of November. So who knows what the weather will be that night. Probably not as balmy as this, but it'll be great football weather, great time of the season, and great time to go celebrate our cats.
We're going to take a break, come back, identify our 11 Oaks Farms player of the game. The final from Shippensburg, Mechanicsburg 42, Shippensburg 21. Back after this on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Walters & Galloway Attorneys at Law is your hometown law firm and devotes a significant part of their practice to estate planning, estate administration, elder law, real estate law, family law, and more. Let their expert team help you sell, purchase, or refinance your home too. Their team can work to prepare your will, trust, power of attorney, or aid in the estate care of a loved one. With 2 convenient Mechanicsburg office locations, you can learn more and make an appointment today by visiting them online at waltersgalloway.com or call 717-697-4700.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out here, guys. Speed and precision. This is the type of hustle I'm looking for. That championship level effort. This is where all of our training pays off.
You know, most homeowners just check in on us now and then.
Every West Shore home installer is a highly trained employee that can stand up to scrutiny from anyone.
Let's go do this!
The Wildcat Foundation is Mechanicsburg Area School District's education foundation. Established in 1998, the foundation raises and distributes funds that support students in education, wellness, cultural awareness, and athletics. The Wildcat Foundation has also awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to support students' higher education. Learn more and donate today at wildcatfoundation.org. Wolf Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg, established in 2021 as a family and pet-friendly social experience, offers food and drink options for the community from the community. Family owned by Wildcat graduates, Wolf Brewing Company is just off South Market Street in the all-new Legacy Park. Stop in before, during, or after the game for food crafted from the freshest local ingredients, plus many award-winning drinks made on site. Wolf Brewing Company, 100 Legacy Park Drive, Suite 400, online at wolfbrewingco.com or call 717-590-7917.
Getting you back to Mechanicsburg Wildcat Athletics. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans. Mike Garland, Dave Harris, and you. Thanks for tuning in. And here we are hanging out in the Members First Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Looks a lot like the top row here at Veterans Stadium and Memorial Park, but it's cozy, and Athletic Director Sarah Fainus definitely made this location possible for us. It was a packed house tonight, Dave, and the Wildcats came out quick, they came out fast, and they never really let their foot off the throttle until the very end.
Nah, people always ask you what you think, and it's different, obviously, if you're talking pro, you're talking college. It's high school. It's 16, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. You just don't know, and you haven't seen enough on the other team to know what it's all about. But, you know, I said at the beginning, let's see what these first 10 plays do for us, and the Cats did not disappoint. They played shutdown defense and lights-out offense.
It's time to identify our 11 Oaks Farms player of the game. And by the way, Wildcat fans, you made the drive from Mechanicsburg to Shippensburg, or you know where we are. Next time you're on the road headed this way, be sure to visit 11 Oaks Farms in Newville. They're right off the square and not too far away from here. So we've had a great mix of players all year long, and tonight I think we give it to a young man who has stepped up over the last 2 weeks, and he was a big part of this victory tonight. Who we giving it to, Dave?
Yeah, this is going to go to Dom Baker tonight. He's been a key player for the last 2 seasons, all kinds of different roles, but boy, what a difference maker he was tonight. He, you know, if you watch the tape of him, you would say, where was he all year? He's their number one guy. Did they change his number? And we know Isaac Dolman's our number one guy, but Dom Baker did a really nice job impersonating him tonight.
So Dom Baker, our 11 Oaks Farms player of the game, a great game by the Wildcats all around top to bottom. It's funny, Dave, I was looking back through Facebook. Today is our 5-year anniversary of the first time you and I ever got on the microphone together. It was on this date in 2019 when the Wildcats beat Lower Dauphin to punch their ticket to the postseason against Warwick that year. So fitting that we're together again tonight as the Wildcats punch that ticket one more time to get ready for a postseason match in 2 weeks.
Yeah, as I've shared several times tonight and throughout the season, thank you to you for doing this for the community, and it's a great privilege and honor to be able to be here alongside you and tell the story. regardless of whether it's all wins or all losses, it's the story of our team. It's the story of our school, and these are our kids, and we're happy to be here to share it with our community.
And it's the story of our community as well, from CH Recovery that's dispatching a tow truck to come get my car, to Ben Shad, who twice went to put gasoline in the generator, Josh Brown, who stood through most of the first quarter out by my car. Hopefully we could change the tire. The football crew for bringing up some of this extra equipment tonight. Ryan Hartman on the score interface, and Dave, it's a pleasure working with you week in and week out. Athletic Director Seth Pahanik, Superintendent Andrew Bitts. I mean, the list goes on and on. And it starts too with our great community members and our great community businesses that support what we do. It's pretty awesome to get to do this week in and week out.
Well, looking forward to joining you again in 2 weeks at John H. Frederick Field at Memorial Park Stadium for our home playoff opener, Mike.
And I will fill you in then on my trips to Vegas and everything in between. I got a lot happening in the next 2 weeks, Wildcat fans. The final from Shippensburg. It's Mechanicsburg 42, Shippensburg 21. Have a good night.
This has been a presentation of Mechanicsburg High School Wildcat Athletics, presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com. Wildcat Athletics is presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville, Bobby Rahal Automotive Group, your neighborhood Chick-fil-A at Shepherdstown Crossing, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, Lawnscapes Inc., Mechanicsburg Area Recreation, Members First Federal Credit Union, Operation Wildcat, OSS Health, now with 2 locations on the West Shore, RBC Wealth Management and the Turnbridge Group, Renewed Hearing Solutions, Sheets, Snappers Bar and Grill, Seth Gardner State Farm, Walters and Galloway Attorneys at Law, West Shore Home, the Wildcat Foundation, Wolf Brewing Company, and your Harrisburg True Green Lawn Care. Additional thanks to the Mechanicsburg Area School District and to all the friends, family, and community members who tune in to watch the games. The Mechanicsburg Wildcats. Presented by 11 Oaks Farms in Newville on GoMechanicsburg.com and on YouTube at GoMechanicsburg. We'll see you again next time.